What's up, chat? A kiss for all of you, Frost kiss.
I'm pained was Chris old, and no one is content and higher store.
Good morning! Yo, 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 yo! What up, dudes? There is so much to do today! Fucking hell, man! Today was supposed to be my day off. What the hell is that? What the fuck, man? It was supposed to be my day off, and then I was like, oh, ultra short stream today. And then they just kept stacking on more shit. Anyways, hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Frost, can I get a little smooch?
Yo, 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 yo. Osworth, thank you for the 2 months, dude. Ollie, thank you for the 3 months.
3 months. Thanks for being my favorite landlord. Here is my rent.
Something funny about your recent videos, the Valley Girl voice gave me a small amount of dysphoria. Oh, oops. You're welcome. We've got so much to do, so much to... Honestly, you know what? The thing is we have so much to
Paying
do.
rent for my landlord.
But most of it is React content, and I'm sitting here thinking like it's going to be the hardest day that I've had, but just because there's like a list of things. But it's like all React content. It's reacting to a dev interview, reacting to a new patch, reacting to my wife playing a run, reacting to a new Good Kid album, and reacting to how much money I made in the month of March and how much Andrew got paid, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, what the fuck am I really complaining about?
Half a year?
Sisvian,
Wow,
thank you for the
so
6 months. Mr. Waddy Boy, thank you for the 2 months. Sherburst, thank you for the 9 months.
Oh Lord, I launched in town and about no. No, I saw a rain that's standing on the soil I have stained.
Truly the hardest job in the world. Name a harder job than streaming.
August Run Punk.
I'm excited for Financial Friday. Wizard of Oz,
Good
thank you for
morning,
the 3
Mr.
months.
Streamer Man.
Yo.
Had to take a break for reading research papers to hop in the stream to thank you for being the best landlord in the history of ever. Reminder, rent is due, chat.
Thanks, fam. Is it just me, or does zero sugar taste better than sugar-free? If you're meaning diet, it's because they add in an additional sweetener. Zero sugar is, so diet is just aspartame, and then zero sugar is like aspartame and something else. So, yeah, it does taste better because they're adding in more things. What up, Sakura? Trey, thank you for the 36 months. New patch is kind of crazy. Really? Is there a lot going on? It didn't look like that big. I didn't scroll it. What's the Good Kid album part of the stream? Well, when a music creator releases a new album, normally you listen to it. But in this case, we're actually going to be reading the lyrics in Braille.
A completely destroyed blade of ink, and that makes me sad.
Oh, where? I have to go play on the main branch of the game if I do want to play with the card. Where?
How can we be blessed by music on YouTube, though? Brother, the music's playing for you right now. I don't know. You guys have the music. Oh my god, I almost just dropped my energy drink on the fucking desk. That surprises me. Usually YouTube streams don't allow it. You just have to listen to DMCA free music. And good thing, my favorite artist of all time, Good Kid, is a completely DMCA free band. Holy! Omega based.
Mr. Frost, what would you say is the most satisfying card / build for each of the characters so far is?
The one where I hit big.
Thanks for being
Sorry, I'm not going to
awesome,
give you a good
Frost.
answer right now. We're kind of talking about other things, so it was like very derailing, and I don't really want to think deeply about Slay the Spire right now. Sicker, thank you very much for the 2. But I like builds that aren't going infinite, but still accomplish a very satisfying endgame. What is DMCA copyright? Dazzled
Meow.
Salt, thank you for the 5. Is it DMCA, that place with the pool and the gym and people like to go there and Donald Trump likes to listen to their song? Yes. Pretty much the same. Now, DMCA is the reason that when Metallica, the band, played at BlizzCon, the stream got muted and they had to play replacement music because the people that owned the copyright to Metallica's music, you would think it would be Metallica, DMCA'd the Blizzard live stream. Noble Brit. Good morning. And it's funny because Metallica is one of the main reasons that we have the DMCA laws that we currently do. It's actually like it was a full circle. It's actually kind of funny. Yo, what up, Trevor? What's your favorite new song of the album? We have not started listening yet. We're going to start listening in a few minutes, though. What is the song that's playing right now? She Mega on my bonk all night long. Yo, what up, Hazel? But speaking of good kid, we'll still listen to the music before we get into the album. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Frost, do you make a guest appearance on the album? I don't. But Jacob did say that I could be in one of the future songs, so. Today, long stream, right? Today was supposed to be a really fucking short stream, man. But I will be on one of the next Good Kid songs. Hopefully. I just have to travel to Canada to do it. But today was supposed to be my fucking day off. And then there was just a myriad of things to get done today. Will you sing? No, I'll probably be like a chant in the background, you know?
This stream is going to break my record for longest. I will go until Monday.
It's not going to be a break.
This is a legally
My
binding
longest
statement.
stream is a 22-day in a row stream. Yo, what up, Jaunty Crab? I would never give up a day off.
Longest without a break. I will be on
Unfortunately-
screen for 72 straight hours. No sleep.
Unfortunately, in the streaming sphere, days off are days that you make negative money, so
Poggers.
it's like really bad to not stream sometimes. Cybex, thank you for the
Have
10
a good
months.
stream, fam. I'll check out the album later myself. Gotta work on some stuff RL.
Good luck, my friend. Who did the interview? It's a dev interview with the Slay the Spire dudes. Like a post-game release type deal. It's like a 30-minute long interview. It looks really cool. And multiple people have spammed me that I'm in it. Tensu, they give it the 54 months.
Hey EI 3.
You should dress up as a gorilla and beat the shit out of Nick. Got it. All right, chat. Should we, after this song, after Mimi's, we turn on the new album, yeah? Derek, thank you for the $5, dude.
Franz guy here.
Okay.
Got my A10 run on silent with shivs and crazy luck. New door maker feels like a nightmare for silent. Thoughts? Much love.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a very difficult fight, no matter what the character, and I kind of like that. It feels like, honestly, the test subject is the easy boss, and the other two are scary. Jaunty, thank you for the brand new sub. Yeah, we duck ass for brand new subs around here. I don't like new door guy. Me when I don't like the door guy? How come your chat is so chill and not filled with people from polygooning circles? Is it just community building, or have you other things? Polygooning circles. What the fuck does that mean? Also, I don't know what that means, but my chat is pretty gooner at times. But what the hell does polygooner mean? It's when you get off to bridges. Oh, I like your shirt. Thank you. Who do you think would win in this fight for real, for real? I think it's Lucifer every day of the week. For example, I don't know if you've ever been to an Artosis stream, like ever, in comparison to your chat. Okay, you're just shitting on another streamer. I don't like that. And no, that doesn't... no, that doesn't really... I don't know what does polygooning mean? Define polygooning. Because one in the chat, if you're currently gooning, and I'm poly. So we got both polys and gooners in this fucking stream.
Days ago, you appeared
What does that
in my
mean?
Twitter, and good job with the gym progress.
Thanks,
Proud
fam.
of you.
Yeah, that's me right there. Anyways, I gotta turn on a new album. Boom, ba-dum, ba-da-boom, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So wait, if I just go to their YouTube channel and I go to releases, can we hang out sometime? 10 songs. Oh, it starts with, wait, Rift is the first song in the album? Walls in the album and Cicadas in the album? Oh, sick. Okay. Well, we're going to listen to it in the order that they intended. Because that's how you do listening. We can still yap during it, but... music will be just slightly louder than normal. Mixian, thank you for the prime. If you guys don't know, my favorite band is Good Kid. We've done content with the lead guitarist. He is a card game nerd. Actually, the music video for Rift was directed by Ted Nivison, and Nandre's in it. But their entire catalog is DMCA free, so if you like any music and you're a creator. Basically, people constantly asking either goon or poly-related questions at you. Yeah, that's like 90% of this chat. I don't know. Dog, you have not been here for long enough. Give it 5 minutes. Yeah, my chat talks about my own vasectomy like at least 3 times a day. I don't know. Presto! Thank you for the prime sub, man.
No polygooning. I do the best gooning of the poly way with my best dunette best friend and work wife Elon Musk at my friend's island. We're all gooners there.
We're all gooners down here. Go down, Murph! I subbed because of the landlord joke. W. Huge, man. Wait, Frost, your nuts don't work? Oh, they work. My first Kettlehead order arrives today. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm 2 point. Thank you for the prime. All right, chat. Next up in the list is Eastside. We love Eastside. We love Eastside. We have to blast Eastside. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those of you who are here for gameplay. We're listening to the brand new album of my favorite band. And this second song we've heard before, and it's a banger, but it has to be listened to at least 75 to 80% volume. So here it goes.
Hey Frost, thanks for reminding us to talk about how you had your balls removed.
What up, Izanagi?
I'm not going away. I heard that you moved to the east side. Why do I still see you around? You dropped out in the middle of Quayside. You watched up from higher ground. Each breath out was a twig on a fire. One more.
Ender, thank you for the 5.
One of your videos was shown in an interview with one of the STS devs.
Sure, I've been told.
I'm not going away. I'm not going away. I'm not going away.
Morning Frost. Finally have 9 days off to do some spring.
Don't know why you would think now is a great
Also
time to
going
send
to
that
be
message.
shooting my new gun that
It's
my
like there's-
grandpa gave me for my birthday, so this
You
plus
know?
your streams are going to be so peak.
I'm glad you're going to have a great weekend. Happy birthday, Plutos. All right, next song's a new song. It's called Coffee. August is going to love this song. She's a big coffee addict.
Getting out of you, give me the window next to you. I'll make a coffee from the notes that you leave around the room. I'll pour for 2, then rinse it off me like the shadow of an undiscovered moon from miles away. That's getting closer every day. It's getting out of you. We'll clear the room. We'll clear the room. Punching all the lights out. Life got me so stressed out. Nobody wants to talk to me. I want to talk to you. Punching all the lights out. Life got me so stressed out. Nobody wants to talk to me. I want to talk to you. It's getting out tune, I'll sing it too, then cast it off me like the vowels of an epigraphic tomb I read before, but I am certain to ignore. It's getting out of
I love the guitar right here.
We'll see it through. Punching all the lights out. Life got me so stressed out. Nobody wants to talk to me. I wanna talk to you. Punching all the lights out.
Right, guys, thank you for the 28 months.
Hello, have a good day / night all.
Okay, this song bangs. This song is summer cruising, windows rolled down song. The song, the vibe. This is their album art, by the way.
Punching all the lights out. Life got me so stressed out. Nobody wants to talk to me. I wanna talk to you. Punching all the lights out. Life got me so stressed out. Nobody wants to talk to me. I wanna talk to you. I wanna talk to you.
That was it. Oh, it just fucking ends. Holy shit. Oh, if you guys haven't seen the Cicada music video, we can watch that, actually. This music video is so fucking adorable. I'll leave this up. This music video is so cute.
You're everything I'm thinking of from time to time and dust to dust. Whenever there's a lull between the void, you feel the silence languid on the couch. Think I need to figure this one out. I'm lost beneath your
When is Frost doing the Cicada dance? Fuck you. It'd be cool if you had Jacob on. I can call him at the end of the... I'll give him a call. I'll give him a call after we're done listening.
I could be, I suppose, someone you should get to know. I could get lost in pillow dreams, caught in a stitch of what could be. Careful, lifetime's not what it
Oh, this music video is hetero? Ew.
We're dancing through the house.
That's what you're assuming.
Figure this one out. Shaking like a loose leaf from the spout. I think we need to think on this one. Wake me, I'll love you tomorrow. You leave me breathless and hollow. Lately, a tough pill to swallow, but I'll try to compose. I could be, I suppose, someone you should get to know. I could be, I suppose, someone you should get to know. Wake me, I love you tomorrow. You leave me breathless and hollow. Lately, a tough pill to swallow, but I'll try to compose. I could be, I suppose, someone you should get to know. Oh, I could be, I suppose, someone you should get to know. Someone you should get to know.
What a banger song, dude. All right, next song is a new one called Tea Leaves. Tea Leaves. Ba 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 ba. Tea Leaves. Okay, we're slow dancing so far.
Tell me what it's for. I'm reading all the tea leaves from the floor. There's always other faults to blame but yours, and ever any fix that sticks for more than a couple days or weeks or months before.
Is this React content? You're goddamn right it is.
Out and slamming doors. Comprehend the thoughts inside your head, so we're never gonna hit the end. Never gonna hit the end. Oh, we're
Ooh.
Tell me about today. You're hearing not a mess of things to say. The code you should have kept on just in case. Ready to summer.
I like how the one thing Jacob told me was that they explored like a lot of different vibes of their music in here. And between this and East Side being on the same album, it's very clear. They're quite opposites. Yeah, this song's called Tea Leaves.
We're never gonna hear the end. 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 We're never gonna
Damn. This one you listen to in the shower in the dark. All right, Alone With Me, next song. This next song is Alone With Me.
The lighting paints a red door. I'm always waiting for more. They ring the bell to clear.
I love the pause.
It was hard to tell, so I walk in, but I can't stay. I say as much and I run away. I'll just hang an exit sign, an easy out if I can fight. Wake up again, alone with me. Hello again, reluctantly. Wake up again, alone with me. Hello again, reluctantly. Until I pull away. So I've made it, but I can't take it.
Chad, don't forget, these guys are going on tour really soon. They might be coming to a city near you. You should go check it out.
But I can't stay. I say as much as I run away. I just need an exit path, a quick escape, some simple math. Wake up again, alone with me. Hello again, reluctantly. Wake up again, alone with me. Hello again, reluctantly.
It's giving anime opener. Oh, they're very anime inspired for sure. Jacob is a huge weeb. That drum. Next song is Ghost Keeper. I love the name.
I think I got used to falling asleep in your bed. Under your pillow was everything that I should have said. Now I'm a ghost keeper, coming out of your phone speaker. I think I got used to pretending that a week was a year. The leaves of the willow fog that you left in the mirror. Now I'm alone. I'm coming out of your phone speaker.
I want another really like fast-paced song to end this album. I know they have Wall, but I mean the next song is called Tornado. So I will hope that Tornado is a little bit upbeat.
It's not an excuse to close you out as I did.
This is I've reached my destination and the music is playing from my car with the windows open as we are 25 feet away enjoying the beach or lake or wherever we are.
Coming out of your phone, oh God, I miss the urgency contained in every kiss. There was never a home, oh God, I miss the urgency contained in every kiss. Coming out of your phone speaker. And now I'm a ghost keeper. Coming out of your phone speaker. And now I'm a ghost keeper. Now I'm a ghost.
All right, Tornado.
Wheeling out and headed for an underground in a thunderstorm.
This music makes me miss high school? Hell no.
In a yellow light. I pray for rain twice a night. I'll be waiting for the next time.
Ooh.
Get stuck in a tornado. I don't care if it is raining. As long as I'm with
What up, Tyrus? Much love, fam.
I'll be waiting for the end in a house that's built with the frame that bends. If the floorboards speak like a leaky
Mean Green Eagle, thank you for the brand new one, man.
I'll be waiting for the rain in a mill that's gone, but the wheel remains. If the river flows, it's against the grain. We can run. I'll be waiting for the next time. We get stuck in a tornado. I don't care if it is raining. As long as I'm with you. I'll be waiting for the next time. I get stuck in a tornado. I don't care if it is raining. As long as I'm with you. As long as I'm with you.
Aero, thank you.
We're rolling. And action.
That's Lily Peachu's voiceover, by the way, for their music video for Wall.
It's coming to a close. I guess I should know that I'm never gonna see you again in a place that sells vintage clothes. I guess you should know that it hasn't been the easiest years for a band.
TechNet, thank you for the 10 months.
And then I see a
Definitely
smile
streaming along to this OMW to work.
shirts, and I thought you would show like a beautiful ghost caught in a saving throw. And I don't even care that it's over. And I don't even care.
Is Jacob the redhead or the mohawk? So that's just characters. That's not actually them. Like that girl is Mimi, which is a representation of Jacob's wife, actually. So
Sorry
Kind
it
of.
took me so long to come
Molly,
home.
thank you for the 23.
I lost my map and ran into a lot of walls.
Music on YouTube? Yeah, this is a DMCA free band, man.
I guess I should know one of the softer every phase. The words remain as shown in the summer snow. Well, it hasn't been the easiest years in a life that hasn't let you go. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of well-worn dirt. And I thought you would show. I thought you would show. I thought you would show. And I don't even care.
Should I see them in Denver? I'm going to be there, fam. I'm going to be at the Denver show. It's a pirate-themed show, too. You can dress up. How many songs are in the album? 10. 10 songs. Ginger Lemonade is going to be the last one. Portland is cicada themed? Fuck yeah. Song is good, but why does it sound bad? Is it your stream? It might be YouTube. YouTube does have some shit fucking compression sometimes. YouTube can do some shitty things. Sounds better on Twitch.
It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a.
All right, final song, chat. Ginger Lemonade. Hopefully they end with a banger.
Can we hang out sometime? I'm living 2 feet behind my eyes, and everything that I have tried, a million ways to stay the same, but I've got an axe to grind, a voice I have yet to find, songs I cannot transcribe, and I can't really play and stay in time. Whatever I do, I fall behind, but now we're a crew of 4 or 5, and when the whole room and world unwinds, I know we'll be fine. And nothing's gotta change, nothing stays the same. Ginger lemonade until we all are going gray. Nothing's gotta change. Ginger lemonade and green tea. Oh well, it may never go our way. Oh well, it's nothing that we can't face. Oh well, it's never too late. It's chaos and endless roads. We broke off a bit more than I was told, but the fate isn't mine alone. A million
I'm not white enough for this.
change your tones.
You can just say I don't like good music.
And lyrics we can't afford. So Davey, just get on board, and we can play tunes until we die. And when the whole room and world unwinds, I know that we too will all be fine. And nothing's gotta change.
This might be my favorite song of the album.
Lemonade until we all are going gray. Nothing's gotta change. Ginger lemonade and green tea. Oh well, it may never go our way. Oh well, it's nothing that we can't face. Oh well, it's never too late.
All right, should we call Jacob? Wait, isn't he on PST? Wasn't it 8 a.m. his time, and they were probably up for the midnight release? He probably can't sleep. He probably can't sleep. He probably can't sleep.
Your call has been forwarded.
Damn it. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Banger, though. Absolute banger. Let's run it back, but just like in the background while we're just yapping for a minute. Leave a voicemail? Well, no. I could just send him a text. Yo, Lone Wolf, thanks for gifting one, man. It's a good day for stalling. So we have chat, what next? We can watch the dev interview. We can go over money. We can go over the new patch. August is definitely last. August is definitely last. The dev interview is like a 30-minute react. Well, it's a 30-minute video, which means it's probably going to be longer because I'll pause it. Oh, yeah, let's do patch first as just like a little middling ground because it'll be fast because this patch isn't that big, right? Which is like good because if it was a big patch, I'd probably wouldn't take a day off this weekend, and I need to, man. I need to. Okay, I'm actually going to pause the music during this because I like to be able to focus in on the patch. Okay. Chat. New patch. New patch. Next week is a big patch, 2 new acts, hopefully. All right. Hey, Slayers. We've got a new beta patch for you all this week. Notably, this patch is bringing in some structural work for a system called badges. Badges may appear at the end of your run, noting various things that happen during a run, like defeating a boss without losing HP, beating the game quickly, specific Easter eggs, or pointing out that you forgot to spend your gold. Die rich. They're meant as little reminders to let you know what was unique about each adventure. While they only show up at the end of your run, they'll appear in your run history and stats screen later on. This is part of a series of upcoming changes to make runs feel more distinct and improve scoring. In terms of visual changes, there are some new art additions for various cards and a few enemies as well, like some new VFX for afflictions. Oh, so these are the new afflictions. Hexed, bound, galvanized. What is this? Rivals of Ether 2 times 2. Smog, ringing, entangled. Interesting. Nice. I like the entangled. Wait, the entangled's very pretty. -2. Those that are -2ing probably don't even play Rivals of Ether 2 and know about Galvan. They probably don't even know. All right, content. Reworked Ascension 6 has gone from gloom, where it's less rest sites, to inflation? Removing cards from your deck at the merchant is more expensive. Oh, shit. Okay.
Let's make backseating legal again.
Or Jan, thank you for the 7. Okay.
I've
Arbiter, thank you for
appreciated
41
the
months.
streams and YouTube content. Much love and many waffles.
That's not
Frost Pride Frost.
that's not that bad. From the fact that they just buffed a lot of money making. Like they buffed a lot of ways to make money and they cheapened how much relics cost. So as mentioned last week, affecting map generation throughout Ascension has increasingly seemed to be a miss. It's often too hard to tell what change, if any,
Hey,
is a result of
Frost.
Ascension or if it's just
Glad to
unlucky
catch
map
you live
generation.
again. Been watching your YouTube content since forever, but budget was tight so I couldn't sub.
Never feel bad about not being able
Much
to sub.
love.
Appreciate you, fam. Instead, Ascension 6 will now make card removal at merchants start at 100 gold and will increase by 50. Oh, never mind. That's, oh my God. That's fucking insane. That is a, wait, that's a crazy, that is a crazy fucking change. That really nerfs infinite potential, which I like. This alone is a really fun way, or like a really competent way, in my opinion, to nerf infinite potential, while leaving infinites in the game so that they can be a satisfying end game if you get them off. But this makes it like 25 times more difficult to get off infinites. You know, like that's good. That's overall, I think that's a really good change. Cool. Reworked Blade of Ink. It no longer is the card that whenever you play an attack, you gain strength this turn. Instead, it is a rare, cost 1 skill. Add 2 to 3 inky shivs to your hand. New inky enchantment. This card deals 2 additional damage and applies 1 weakening. Ooh. Inky. Wait. Okay. Wait, yeah, then if you have the lighter, that's also plus 9 damage. Shit. Nice. Experimenting with generating enchanted cards mid-combat. Definitely let us know how this feels, or if enchantments are best left to things like events and relics. I suspect this card will be high impact and give Silent stronger, weak applier. I agree. That's really good. I did feel like the character that likes to apply a lot of weak kind of had lost a little bit of weakening application. So yeah, thank you. Good. More enchantments. Thank you. Nice. Necrobinder. Reworked Borrowed Time. Cool. Was uncommon, costs 0. Apply 3 doom to yourself, gain 1 to 2 energy. Now it is an uncommon 1 cost skill. Gain 4 or 6 energy. Costs 1 additional energy this turn. Ooh, that's a fuck ton of energy, actually, though. That's an insane amount of energy. That is a crazy amount of energy. But, oh wait, cards cost 1 additional energy. It's all cards. Oh. Cool. So it literally makes souls cost 1 additional energy. Yeah, that's really good with X cost cards. That's a dirge combo right there. That's your dirge. That's your dirge applicator right there, man. That's the dirgening. And I like it that it's borrowed time because it does make your turn then shorter in terms of card usage. So you are on borrowed time at that point. That's really cool. This would go particularly well with cards like Reap and Bury. Bury me, bury me. Oh! No, I like that. I like the idea of that. Now, will it work in reality? We will see. Rework the Doormaker, Grasp, Ant Turn, and Power. Now attacks for 20 to 23, and the power is reworked to whenever you play a card. Wait, this is the third one? This is the third of the cycle? So technically turn 4? Whenever you play a card, lose 1 energy? That sounds redonkulous. Wait, that sounds so insane. What the fuck? Doormaker moving like Rise with all these reworks. That's evil as fuck. Including playing Sly cards. Oh, shit, you're right. Huh. That's tough sounding. But again, you got to figure out how to play with it. Okay. Silent buffed leading strike. Shivs increased from 1 to 2. Okay. But the damage is down to 3. Ooh. Okay. Yes, please. I like more shivs. Yes. Blade of Ink, more shivs. This, more shivs. Okay. All you're doing is increase the value of the boot here. Nerfed speedster damage. Wonder how necessary that is with the Doormaker nerf, or the Doormaker buff. Wonder how necessary that is. Chicken Noodles,
Hey,
thank you for the tier 2.
This game is addicting. I am slacking on work just to play.
Thanks, fam. Nerfed Untouchable again? Dude, this card was like barely fucking played in the Sly. Like out of all the Sly cards, this card is probably like the least used Sly card. Mr. White, thank you for the prime. I appreciate that. It was like the least used Sly card. And now they just keep nerfing it. That's crazy. You know what I think they should have done? Maybe as an option, is keep it at 7 to 9, but make it 3 cost. Because I feel like sometimes I'm just playing it because it's like a weaker defend, you know? But make it 3 cost so that it's like only good when I play it off of a discard. Maybe that would work. So it's legit just bad? No, it's a Sly card. So this is, if you discard it, it plays. That's what I'm saying. Like it's fine. Changed history course relic. When it plays a copy of an X cost card, it now uses your current energy for the X value instead of the energy spent the last time the card was played. Note, it still plays the copy for free. I like that and I dislike that. I like that because it's a nerf buff. Because sometimes you draw your whirlwind at the end of your turn and you play it for 0 as like an ornamental fan value or a nunchaku value or a penniv value, etc., etc. And then that would then make it play at the beginning of your next turn for your maximum energy for free. Versus I play Stardust for 12 buy stars, and then next turn it plays by 12 buy stars for free. It's just a different type of setup. But maybe this one just feels less busted out of its fucking mind. Yeah. It's good to see you, Mr. White. Yeah, it's probably a nerf that's actually like targeted at like Stardust. Oh no, man. Oh no. What? Dude, I actually like one in the chat if you actually thought Cora was in such a good spot after the changes. Like, I actually thought it was in such a good spot. Like, I thought it was, like, actually borderline fucking perfect. Let Bandit play. They give the prime. Like, he doesn't even give a fucking explanation for that. It's just, no, it's there now. It's not a huge increase. Are you fucking dumb? It is a huge increase because it attacks on all turns. If you increase the damage by 1 attack, but then it doesn't have an off turn of attacks, that's greatly increasing the damage that it deals. Tan, thank you for the 5.
The Doormaker energy drain isn't part of a card's energy cost, so you can still play 2 cost cards at 2 energy, or 0 cost cards at 0, but now Doormaker has no rest turn.
Doormaker energy drain isn't part of the card's energy? Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. Does it still buff, though? Like, does it still, on the turn that it wasn't attacking and it now attacks, does it still buff? Because if it still buffs, that's insane. Having an off turn was really important. Buffed the fur coat. Oh, yeah, honestly, this feels like a bug fix to me. Yeah, the fur coat is the one that gives things 1 HP in Act 3. And it's saying that enemies that respawn will now have 1 HP. That makes sense. Yeah. Absolutely. For sure. Okay. Nerfed Hungry for Mushrooms event. Fragrant mushroom option upgraded cards decreased from 3 to 2. Okay. And changed Waterlogged Scriptorium event. Prickly Sponge option gold cost lowered from 155 to 99. Tentacle Quill gold cost lowered from 65 to 55. Cool. Cheaper. Money. Nice. Literal Buzz and Bee, thank you for the 2 months. Buffed Whisper Willow event. Exchange option gold cost decreased. Okay, dude, there's a lot of fucking gold decreased. We've gotten gold, more gold in the game. Relics are cheaper, but then just Act 3 or Ascension 6 or whatever. Ascension 6. Okay. Cool. Bunch of art. We'll have to go check them out. Added new art for the Ruby Raiders. Added background art and VFX for Phantom boss fight. Wait, what? I thought the Phantom boss fight was actually cinema. Tingles, even. Phantom's even crazier now. Added new visuals for the following afflictions. Bound, entangled, galvanized, hexed. Yeah, we saw this. Cool. Wait! Fixed Unsettling Lamp Relic, doubling the strength you get from Dominate. No, man. Who reported that? Which one of you fuckers snitched? Jorbs did? Wait, did he actually? The relic read as if it should give you double strength. It doubles the card effects. I saw Jorbs doing it on stream. Jorbs is on my shit list now. I will no longer be calling Seattle a good city. It doubles debuffs, not buffs. No, so what it says the first time you debuff an enemy, double the card's effects. That's what it says. That's what the unsettling lamp reads. So it needs to be reworded then. It needs to be reworded because that read, like when I was getting double strength and then I read the thing, I was like, wait, that's such a sick thing. That makes sense. And I think it's like the only card that like actually that does it with. Because that's the only card that like is like a yes and type thing. But I guess that like would mean that you need to like deal double damage on like a high 5 card or something. But no, high 5 does the damage and then applies the vuln, right? So that's why it wouldn't deal double damage, right? Frost is right. Each combat, the first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. Like it actually reads as if high 5 should deal double damage. But I wonder if it was doing it because of the order of operations. Like, because Dominate does the debuff first, and most cards do debuffs last. Because Piercing Wail also applies the amount of remove strength down. See? Wait! No, it should. The card, we need to agree that the card, or the relic should be reworked in wording, because the wording is incorrect. It should just say, first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double the debuff's effect. That's all that it needs to say. That's what it needs to say. It needs to say double the debuff's effects. What does it say right now? It says verbatim, the first time each combat you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. That's what it says. Not the first time you debuff an enemy. It's specifically a card so that a relic doesn't do it, right? It's specifically a card so that like your red mask doesn't apply to weaken, right? So it says the first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. So by that wording, it should, like, if they want this to be the way, they need to say double the debuff. The first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double the debuff's effects. And it also, yeah, it should be double the debuffs. But it applies all debuffs on the card, right? Because, like, if I use a shockwave first, it doubles the vulnerable and weakening, right? X the Mage, thank you for the 12 months.
Frost, and good morning. As the head of the landlords
so it needs to read
January
double the
6th
debuffs.
participants, we wanted to thank you for your application and welcome you to the group. We think you're going to make a fantastic addition as both a J6 participant
X the
and
Mage, thank you for the
landlord.
12. Because I kind of liked the doubling the card. I think that's actually like really cool. But I understand that doubling the damage would be broken. Doubling like high 5, doubling would be fucking busted. Shockwave doesn't have a period in its effect. Dominate does. Yes, but Necro, we know for a fact that it applies it in order. If enemy has artifact, whatever is written first on the card will eat the artifact, and then whatever is written second on the card will get applied. We know that that's how Shockwave has worked in the first game and the second game. If you apply weaken and vulnerable, only the vulnerable sticks if the enemy has one artifact, right? So I say double the damage too. That would be broken. High 5 would deal 42 damage. That would be the most broken relic in the game. While I think that should be good, I liked Dominate working. I liked Dominate working. I actually thought that this was a really cool thing, and I purposely would hold off on using other vulnerables
and would specifically go after Dominate because it would give me 8 strength for 1 mana. And I thought that was like a really cool interaction. Is that not wrong? Should give 4. You're not listening. I said 8 strength, not vulnerable. So what Dominate did is because the way that this, again, we're gonna go up. We're gonna go over what the relic says, because people are just showing up and then saying, actually, the relic says the first time each combat you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. So what it did was it would give the enemy 4 vulnerable, and then you would get 8 strength, because it was doubling the strength gain effect as well. It was doubling the entirety of the card, which is what the wording of the Unsettling Lamp actually alludes to. So what I'm saying is, if they just want the debuffs to be doubled, because it's not just the first debuff that is applied, right? We know that it's not just the first debuffs, it's any debuffs that are applied in a singular card. Then they need to rework the wording of the Unsettling Lamp. Yeah, the dev's in clear, like the dev is clear that that they want it to be the debuffs, but it should say debuffs then, instead of it. It is a very ambiguous word in this sense, because it can refer to many things. It seems like this is the edge case. No, because if you think about it, any card that deals damage while also doing that, I think you could also assume that that would deal double damage. And now I know when you hover over the enemy, it would obviously not. You would think it would indicate double damage, but just by their wording, I think that it would just be really fucking easy for them just to say debuff. Because I actually really liked the Dominate. I liked the Dominate tech. I actually really liked that. I thought it was really cool. And I was like looking for the next time that I had Unsettling Lamp to like try to do more cool combos with this, but apparently it was a bug. Apparently it was a bug. I wonder if the Necrobinder's -2 strength card would also get doubled. Boom! Wait, actually, wait. Oh my god. Chat, we have to run 3 minutes of ads, by the way. If you don't want to see the ads, consider subscribing. I make 100% of my income off stream. I don't make any off the YouTube videos. I'd appreciate a sub. Yeah, dude. Does it give you -4 strength? Wait. Actually, that should absolutely give you -4 strength. That should absolutely give you -4 strength. If we are doubling debuffs on a card, by this wording, it should absolutely work. Doesn't it say the enemy, though? No, it says when you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. That's all it says. It is very ambiguous. Even if you change it to double the debuffs, that would still mean that it should apply double to you. So it would have to say double the debuffs on the enemy. By that definition, it should give that to you. Should Neurosurge give you 6 Doom per turn too? No, because it says a card that debuffs an enemy. It says when you play a card that debuffs an enemy.
Same thing that Dominate did with the Regent's gain 2 strength, enemy loses strength, right? Because of the order?
If it does the same thing that Dominate does with the Regent's gain 2 strength, enemy loses strength. Does the gain strength happen first? I've never used that card, but that would probably apply. I mean, that would definitely apply the debuff, but yeah, that would be really cool to like gain double strength. Yeah, friendship doesn't debuff the enemy either. We're not talking about friendship, chat. We're talking about shared fate. Shared fate, the 0 cost rare card that gives the enemy -2 strength, but you -2 strength. By that wording, I should lose 4 strength if the enemy's losing 4 strength on shared fate. I'm done mooing. I do want to jump in F2 that actually before we get into the dev interview. I'm going to jump into the game and I'm going to F2 that. The wording can be misleading, but I never interpreted its in the reference. You know when I interpreted its as the reference? When Dominate worked that way. That's when I interpreted its in that reference. And that is just very clearly that its is extremely ambiguous. Like you can't sit here and go, actually did that. This is the semantic Andes in chat are fucking pissing me off right now. If you put in a super ambiguous word, people can interpret it in any way. And when you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect, there's nowhere in there when it says, like, in my head, grammatically, the only thing that can be the its is the one subject of that sentence, which is the card. When you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. There's only one noun in that sentence. Sorry, enemy is also a noun, but debuffs is the verb there, man. Debuffs is a verb. So its cannot refer to the verb. It doesn't say double the effect. Yeah, right. Dude, if it said double the effect on the target, boom! Solved. Okay. Feedback. Yeah, it's just feedback. Hello. This is my rant about unsettling lamp. That's what it was called, right? It's unsettling lamp. Yeah, unsettling lamp. A Frost Prime memoir. So I originally stumbled upon the Dominate bug and actually thought that was completely intended based on the wording of the relic and was in love with the way it worked. I was excited to find other ways to
double the effect of the card that has a debuff, but also maybe a few buffs along the way. I realize now, after the bug has been fixed, that the wording feels like it should also double the damage of a card that applies a debuff, and that would be broken. And therefore should not be allowed IMO. So I get why this was classified as a bug and not intended. What I will ask is for better clarification in the wording of the relic in the future. The wording, the usage of the word "it's" in the relic is ambiguous, and when Dominate doubled the strength, I assumed that "it's" oof, I'm starting to get fucking wrist cramps. What the hell? How do you guys do this for a living? Is it "it's" with an apostrophe or not? Just let me know. I assumed that "it's" was referring to the... It's not "it's." Okay, thank you. Was referring to the entirety of the card, not the debuff, because debuff was used as a verb in the relic wording and not a noun. Entirety? How do I spell entirety? How do I spell entirety? What did I do? Help me. It's an E? This? Entirety. Ah. I assume that "it's" was referring to the entirety of the card, not the debuff, since debuff was used as a verb in the relic wording and not a noun. That's a fucking run-on sentence if I've ever seen one. Holy shit. I think the relic should be worded simply as the first time you use a card that debuffs an enemy, double the debuff on that enemy. Double debuffs. The first time you use a card that doubles double the debuffs applied. Double the debuffs applied. This, however, would still leave it to be a double-edged sword in a case like, what's that card again called, chat? Shared Fate. Where it should double the strength down on yourself as well. I am actually open to things like that happening because sometimes moments like that are teaching / fucking hilarious to point and laugh at your streamer. Double all debuffs applied. Yeah. Double all debuffs applied.
Been
Mr. Nibs, thank you for 49
absolutely
months.
loving STS2. Hope you're having a great stream, Frost Pride.
I'm having a great stream so far, man. Why do you use indents? Because I'm writing a memoir, like I said. It shouldn't say debuffs an enemy then? Nope. You need to reread the wording. Boom, boom, boom. Also, clarification is missing an I. I think that that's okay. I don't think that they're gonna... What card is this feedback for? This is feedback for the Relic Unsettling Lamp. Remember to add an emoji. All right. Thank you for reading. Frost Prime. Not to sound dumb, but it makes it sound like it should have any debuffs that are currently applied be doubled too. I don't think that would be a bad thing at all. I think that'd be pretty fun in... One, I think that would actually be fine. Because then it would, like, double... Like, it would just double what Relics may have given, which usually there's not a lot of things that Relics could have given. I think that'd be actually kind of make the Relic stronger and more fun. But also it would be really fun in multiplayer. That would be a fucking goated Relic in multiplayer, but maybe too strong. Who knows? I just think that
I was there when
regardless,
the radical
I think
Twitch
the wording needs
streamer
to be
Frost
clarified.
Prime wrote the Unsettling Lamp Manifesto.
I really do think that the wording needs to be clarified. But that's my personal take. Because I think that in for those in chat that are like, yeah, but like it actually makes sense if you just like solve it and then know what it does from then on in the future. This game is not Risk of Rain 2. Risk of Rain 2 loves to have ambiguous wording, like the music is electric, and then you actually have to figure out what the item does. Risk of Rain 2 loves that. And I think that's fine for Risk of Rain 2. I think that The Binding of Isaac does that as well. Slay the Spire has always been a game that wording matters down to every minute details. The order of the words on your card matters. The periods on the cards matter. The things like that have always been what matters the most in Slay the Spire. Like words have always mattered down to the minute details. And I think that if that's the game that they build, then I think it matters. Kevin DeHaan, thank you for the 3 months. Boom, 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 boom. Would a silent relic that said at the end of your turn, discard your hand, BOP? Yeah, probably. Unceasing top and is still bugged. Really? That's why I can't stand Isaac. I love Isaac. Even if I don't again, I don't mind when a game does that. A game is more than welcome to be the game that it wants to be. All right, chat. Next up on the agenda today, you guys said you wanted to watch the dev interview. Let's watch the dev interview, man. Reading the card is cheating. Slay the Spire 2, the first post-launch interview. What's next for Slay the Spire 2?
Okay.
Player Early Access Deck Builder sequel is the best-selling new game of 2026 on Steam.
You're goddamn right it is!
Years a PC gamer, that's never happened. Slay the Spire 2 represents a genre breaking out of its niche to reach curious players wondering, what's the big deal about a robot who just can't get enough orbs, the introvert with the world's biggest knife collection, and the big bone hand that will protect you and your family? Slay the Spire 2's explosive popularity is fascinating, even if we mostly saw it coming. It was the #1 game we selected in the PC Gaming Show Most Wanted at the end of 2025. I spoke with Megacrit co-founder Casey Yano about what's ahead, potential new modes and characters,
what the hell are all these options?
what an eventual ending to Slay the Spire 2 might look like, as well as some details on creative process, win rates, and more.
Okay, this video has balancing issues.
What do you make of the magnitude of the game's success?
It's kind of weird to me. I thought our genre was a lot smaller than that. You know, I mean, we made a sequel, which I think is a huge thing, so people kind of anticipated us. Whereas, you know, a game like Balatro, or you know, however local like feels like saying it, that just kind of like came out of nowhere. So I think the spike is a little different as well. So it's a pretty interesting thing. Hoping it'd be a little smaller, honestly, so that our changes and stuff, the magnitude of those things are a little bit smaller, and we can be a little bit more experimental. But
hoping that your game is smaller.
Launch? Does it feel different in some ways?
I mean, I think the pressure for changes is a lot scarier when there are more players, because it's like if you're trying to make
This was obviously recorded after the review bomb incident.
dinner for like 10 people, or if you're trying to make dinner for like 1,000 people, right? The magnitude is just different.
Love the humbleness of the
It's
developers.
like, oh, like I accidentally had one hair in the dinner for like 8 people. It's like, oh, there's a hair in my dinner, and it's like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. But if it's like 1,000 people, it could kind of spiral out of control, right? It's like, I can't believe there's a hair in this dinner.
A lot of the core of Slay the Spire 2 is pretty familiar. You know, you've got 3 of the same playable heroes. You've got, you know,
God,
a
think
set
of
of
4 months.
relics and cards that are pretty familiar by far and large. You know, many meaningful modifications, of course. A lot of new enemies, of course. Is there any plan to build in more radical directions over the course of early access? You know, to sort of take the game in new areas and explore new things? Or you kind of focus on kind of further adding to that core formula?
I do want to try a few things, but they kind of have to pass our like experimental phase, and I'm not sure if all of that will be public.
Leaked.
So we'll see. But I do want to kind of have like a foundation and then work and make different things. I imagine the first few characters we launch with to be simpler. Like I think the Regent is like a simple character. So like
That's simple? Okay. Sure. Yeah.
It's a character with 2 resources. That's like the core concept. The other character, Necrobinder, is supposed to be like slightly more complicated, but who knows what the other character or characters.
I agree
Maybe
that the
when we have
Necrobinder is
those.
more complicated.
I think we want to work on a few more alternate acts. And then the ending has some ideas, but you know, not many of our ideas survive the process, we'll say. So we'll just try our best to see what is a good balance between novelty and familiarity.
So, obviously this is just kind of the first iteration. However, players are already, running wild with interesting new infinite combos and, ways of playing the game, new builds. I saw a couple of days ago that someone was able to deal 770 million damage to Waterfall Giant, which in his final phase, which revealed that he doesn't have infinite health, in fact, in his final form. Pretty cool. So I'm curious, like, what's the most creative combo or build you've seen so far?
Kind of overvalue consistency. So whenever people find new ways to get into the same kind of infinite for a character, it's always really impressive, rather than being like, oh, these 2 cards together. If you have a good timing and good resources to sustain yourself for a little bit, and you pick up like Cloning Capsule in Act 2, if you duplicate any of like the rare cantrip type of like cards that kind of like replenish themselves, or like you can play for free and it just has like a small advantage, you just have like 50 or 100 of those, and it's like, oh, okay, or we're cooking, right? Like that's like the Pale Classic. But I don't know, I always like it when there's like 4 or 5 different cards that can somehow end up being an infinite instead of like 2 or 3. But that's generally how I feel about the goal of those kinds of abusable mechanics.
Is Casey the fake shopkeeper?
Is that we don't have too many easy ways to get into them, but we definitely want to make sure that it's possible, and then you can see a fine thread to get there if you want to.
In your previous announcements around the game, you've talked about adding various game modes over the course of early access. I'm just curious, what should our expectations be here? Are we talking about things that kind of add modifiers or new challenges on normal runs, or, more expansive standalone modes, like as robust as co-op mode?
I see. Very, very astute observation, noticing that bullet point. There are 3 specific things that I have in mind, which I'll try to explain in a very vague way to not give away too much. The first one is a mode that kind of like is meant for people who want to play in a very competitive fashion. The second one is for people who want to have the Slay the Spire experience.
What?
But not have the time to do so. And the third one is, what if there were other ways to...
Why didn't you play Strike before the Stump?
What if there were other ways to interact with people socially or in like a multiplayer kind of setting with the current systems that exist today? So those to me are like the 3 different types of like kind of like types of
Slay the Spire social
media
media.
Slay the Spire that don't exist right now. Maybe we'll find a way to do that, or maybe maybe having those modes dilutes the core experience and it might not make it at all. But it's something that we just need to try to find out.
You're still forming it. It's not certain at this stage.
It's yeah, like we have a design for the modes, but until it's in and we see what our players actually think about it, we never make like 100% this has to be done. I do think in a way that a game designer can be like, I am making this thing, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, you don't like it.
The fuck? Oh my god. The fucking sound in this fucking video, dude. Oh my god. I love this interview, by the way. PC Gamer, thank you for this interview. I really do appreciate it. But, like, come on, man. You gotta watch back your videos before you... Jesus Christ. If you need a good editor, I got a couple, man. I have to turn the volume down by
After a
half.
certain point, we want to make sure that, like, everything that the people interact with in the game is something that would be fun for you. We don't want to just make a bunch of things and be like, here's 25 game modes. And if we know that only 2 of them are fun, I just despise the idea of having 23 worthless buttons on the screen. That's like a very, like...
Gravity Jedi, thank you for the brand new sub,
Will you
man.
be introducing more Ascension levels later in development as like the next layer of difficulty?
I can't say today if we're going to have more Ascension or not. I personally felt that the climb for 20 on a per character was a little bit higher than we wanted for the first game, but it kind of felt like we wanted to, just because we kind of wanted to see the limits that people can tolerate difficulty, and it's quite difficult. And also, just 20 games is quite a lot. I don't really believe in the idea of making a game that
honestly, especially like they already have more characters, and if they want to add more characters in the future, it's that many more runs. So like 20 runs is a lot. It is.
The game kind of forces you to play forever. You know, when I say forces, I mean that there are so many extrinsic motivators in the game for you to unlock that it's like this bizarre, like infinitely hard thing to get 100% on. I want people to generally reach 100% relatively early compared to most games where you just kind of grind it out forever. Like, I would hope that people get 100% in less than 100 hours, even for a game they were.
Chad, I'm beating Slay the Spire 2, baby. Shit. I've already beaten it, man.
Worked out for like 5 years, right? And I think that you, as a human being that plays video games, should be like, what joy am I getting out of this video game? What can I play that is not like chasing achievements or like filling out numbers to be 100%? Because we have more characters, we don't want to have 20 ascensions. Let's say we end up with 10 characters. 10 characters with 10 ascensions is like 100 ascensions, right?
Yeah.
For Slay the Spire 1, right, we have 4 characters. 4 characters with 20 ascensions is 80 ascensions. We don't really want the game to be like way longer than the first game, but we want there to be like reasons to play. So there's like a minimum, but there's also like a maximum, I guess, from my perspective at least.
You know, speaking of difficulty, of course, you know, one of the differences from my perspective between the original Slay the Spire and the sequel is just the power level of elites. I see them as, you know, generally tougher than the first game, of course. Can you talk about them as a particular piece of design? And I guess, is there anything in your data so far that's telling you one way or the other about elites in particular?
They're certainly harder. They give you a relic, so they can give you a big power bump. And so we didn't want it to feel like, you know, the choice is that you have to fight an elite and try to win all the time and try to like kind of snowball by just killing every single elite that you see. A strategy is like makes the map kind of boring. And so if you make the elites harder, you just kind of have to really think about like my run might end here. So should I be avoiding them? Should I be making sure that I fight them later on in the act? Or just kind of just moving that scale a little bit to a certain side, I guess, is kind of how I feel about it. But you might get a different answer from Anthony. So I feel like our work on the game.
Wait, do we get to talk to Anthony too?
He stayed much more on the balance and content side, just because we have much more employees than in the past, which is, you know, we had 0 employees, and now we have 7, and so we have to do a lot of other work. I do a lot more generalist work, so I don't get to spend as much time in the design weeds that I used to.
I've been having the most success with Ironclad so far. You know, I find him like really fun to play, and so I just sort of think of him as the jock of Slay the Spire 2. You know, just wailing on people. What is the relative win rate of the characters so far? I know it's hard to generalize because, you know, it depends on ascension level, of course, but who's succeeding the most? Who's winning the least?
For Ascension 1 specifically, the win rate of the regions in Ironclad are tied as slightly lower. They're at 25%, while the other characters are up to 30%. So it's between a 5% range.
I'm sorry, 25 to 30% on Ascension 1? Just think about that, chat.
Just think about that. That if you didn't struggle on Ascension 1, how goated you are compared to the average player across a 500,000 concurrent player base.
We're top of the line, baby. Let's go.
We're the 1% in something. We're the 1% in fucking something, baby. Let's go.
25 and 30, yeah. And the trend looks pretty similar for Ascension Zero, which is 11% and 15%. That's the range. But it is always interesting to see a character that we thought was stronger or not as strong during our playtests be like a little different, just because once somebody figures out a specific strategy and that becomes popularized, the win rates shift over time. There's like a social or cultural trend which makes the character stronger over time, which is both good and bad depending on your philosophy of how you should be interfacing.
He does the same thing that I do during interviews. I always like look up into the side when I'm doing an interview with somebody off stream. I feel like I'm always doing that when I don't have somewhere to look. The pontification.
Are you able to say like what the top or top 3 relics might be so far?
In the very surface level.
Top 3 relics. Okay, top 3 relics. Top 3 relics. Number 1, permafrost. Okay, it's gonna be ancients. It's definitely gonna be ancients. Crucible. Do you think it'll probably be Crucible? It'll be the transform. Because it's gotta be Niao bonuses, right? Tent? You think tent really? History course. Actually, probably history course.
Level data that we have saved today. Ivory tile, tough bandages, and emotion chip are the high.
I got ivory tile for the first time yesterday. Bandages make sense. Emotion chip is crazy. But I wonder how good emotion chip is with like glass orbs and stuff.
So, but that could change tomorrow because.
What is ivory tile? Ivory tile is a necrobinder relic, right? I think that when I got it, it didn't do anything for my run, so I didn't pay attention to it. It's 3 energy cards give you 1 energy, essentially. If you play a card that costs 3 energy or more, you gain 1 energy. Yeah.
These numbers are very low.
Let's talk about a card then. One of the community's kind of curious fixations on Reddit in the last few days has been the silent card Snakebite.
It's goated.
Some players have discovered this interesting strategy, right, of not playing the card and just retaining it in order to set up other cards in their deck like Calculated Gamble or Flechettes. Have you been seeing that conversation about Snakebite? And I'm curious what you make of it.
I like Snakebite. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think it's fine.
And sometimes it takes a while for people to figure out if something is fine or not fine. But I tend to play roguelikes and roguelites, mostly just roguelites. Sorry, classic roguelike folks. But when I play a lot of roguelites, I kind of try to play blind. Like I never look up any strategy whatsoever. And I play some in a pretty
Nova Drift?
serious capacity. I feel like I'm like a top 10 Nova Drift player because I like play the dailies and I like look at numbers and I look at win rates and things like that. But I've never looked up a single build in my life, right? Like I've never even joined any kind of conversation. I haven't even looked up the wiki. And that's kind of how I like to play my games, is just try to figure out what the designer's intent
I love the art
within the game is.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. We need to go back here. One, that is a cute-ass character. But look at Lumi, man. Look at Lumi, bro. What the hell? What the hell, little Lumi?
Game is. And then try to find weaknesses in like the way it was designed, or maybe something was misbalanced. And so that's the joy for me. And so Snakebite is kind of like if everyone tells you it's good or bad, and you're just like accept it blindly, that's like a very sad thing for me. I look at the card and I see what kind of synergies it has or doesn't have. At face value, it seems like a horrendous card, and I think it's a very fun thing in your life as someone who is getting good at roguelike games to one day be like, oh, this is actually useful in these niche use cases. To me, that's a very good card. We don't have like a strong desire to change the card for that one specifically. But who knows, there could be riots on the streets tomorrow, so.
There were riots on the streets tomorrow, depending on when this game was, or when this interview was filmed. There were very much riots on the streets.
Talking about design a little bit, I'm curious if or whether the design of Slay the
They said
Spire
this
2
was March 24th. I think this was just after the review bomb incident then. Yeah.
was influenced at all by your work with contention games on the board game? You know, like, obviously the board game is sort of where we first saw the idea of co-op in Slay the Spire. Is there a direct link there? And, you know, did the design of the co-op in that game affect how you approached it here?
But yeah, definitely, there's definitely influence from the board game. And also, Anthony and I played the multiplayer mods, multiple multiplayer mods that were available for.
Chat, this is a good thing. They didn't ask for me to be in this video, so now I get to fucking sue them. Yes! Yeah, this is us playing the Slay the Spire PvP mod. Dude, do you think that that's what they mean when they say that they're going to come out with like a ranked mode? Or like for a competitive game, they said they're going to come out with a competitive mode? Do you think it's going to be Slay the Spire PvP? Also, why do I have my hand on my stomach like I'm fucking pregnant? What the fuck is that? That actually looks like I have a fucking baby bump. Does that not look like I have a baby bump? Like I'm not kidding at all. I have a fucking baby bump here, man. Holy shit. What the fuck is, like, that tummy is huge. Oh my god. Wait, somebody call Paige. They're on stream. Paige, you're famous.
For the first game, we've played a bunch of different multiplayer deck builder, roguelike deck builder games as well. And we have our own opinion about what is good and bad about all sorts of online co-op games. Because Anthony and I just play a lot of online co-op games.
Shout out Monster Train.
At a certain point, we played like so many. It's actually kind of crazy. Most of them are open world survival craft type games, just because that's like the most common genre for online co-op. But we played a lot of them. And then when the pandemic happened, we played like all of them, like every single one. So it's kind of like how much communication is too much, how much is not enough. There's just a lot of different kinds of aspects. We were very, very influenced by one specific aspect in a game called Nerds, which is incredible, right? And that's just, you can just see the cursor of your other friends. And it's just like, oh, like things are happening.
Dude, it's so funny. If you ever watch me when we're playing co-op with another person, if they're ever talking and I'm like done with my turn, I am sitting there trying to put my mouse on top of somebody else's mouse. And you'll see it because like I'll put my mouse on top of somebody else's and then theirs will just go. And I'll just follow it over to the side and then they'll go. Like they're just like, no.
It doesn't feel like I'm interfacing with a machine that is just moving. It's like you can see your friends like just doing the thing. You're in the room together playing this frantic card game. So thank you very much, Zachtronics Games.
Earlier in our conversation, you talked a little bit about, you know, your intention to bring one or more new characters to Slay the Spire 2 over the course of further development. And I'm just curious if you have general vague thoughts about like the mechanics or areas or themes which you might want to explore there. You know, like obviously we kind of understand that the archetypes as they exist now, you know, the Necrobinder and, you know, how blocking and, you know, new mechanics available there, and the Regent as a character with 2 resources. But like, are there any kind of big ideas about what other areas mechanically are interesting to you to explore there?
I have thoughts, but even Anthony doesn't know what those thoughts are. We're kind of competitive when it comes to design, where like we kind of like propose ideas, especially for characters which have.
They're married?
Has like a very exclusive spot. We're like, I think this kind of idea is good, and then we try to form
Shut
like
up, Sub X.
kind of like conceptual card pool to kind of try to get an idea of what that character might look like. But we're very mechanics first, so we're not like, hey, we should have a character that eats a lot of fruit. You know, we won't just be like, oh, it's got to be a fruit character, and how do we make it work with all this fruit? Or like, oh, this guy's all about a guy who's customizing a sniper rifle or something. You know,
What the? What? The fucking. Okay. Which person do you think at Megacrit, Casey or Anthony, designed the fruit guy? And which person designed the guy that makes a sniper rifle? The difference between the two, man. Holy shit. That's the polar opposites, man. Which the fruit guy, it makes me think of my favorite werewolf in the board game. So one of my favorite board games of all time is Ultimate Werewolf. I love it as like a social deception game. It's the best one out there. There's a lot of expansion packs for werewolf, and one of them is the werewolf pack, where it gives you a bunch of different variants of werewolves. Like there's the teen wolf that he's so new to being a werewolf that during the day when you're talking with everybody, they have to say the word werewolf at least once. And then there's the kid wolf, where if the kid wolf dies, then the other werewolves get angry that night and they feed twice. But then my favorite one is the fruit brute. He's a werewolf and he fights for the werewolf team, but he's vegan. So if he's ever the last werewolf left alive, he doesn't feed. He doesn't eat anybody. He's so good.
It's not quite like that. Yeah, I can't really say today, just because we have had characters that we worked on for a good while, and then we were like, nah, this isn't gonna work, and then we just cut the whole thing. But we do want to increase the complexity of the new character, and why I say that is because we have some like
Brando, thank you for the brand new one as well, man. Thank you.
Already, which is like silent, like focused on like card draw, but like doesn't have any kind of like specific character tied mechanics that are like inherent. Same with the Ironclad. And then Region is a 2-resource character. You know, Necrobinder is a 1 summon kind of like character. And the Defect is a kooky character, and that's okay. Because that was our idea of like, why don't we shift away from the vanilla
Tingles
for the first game. So I think we're probably going to be looking at a slightly stranger character than the originals. So for the next character,
You're not ruling out a fruit-eating sniper.
I'm not ruling it out, but I'm not ruling it in either.
So yeah, obviously right now there isn't a true.
They're adding Gangplank to the game. Holy shit.
Ending at this stage of the game's development. You've got the architect waiting for you at the end of successful runs. Just curious if you can, again, generalize. You know, I'm not expecting you to reveal the future of the game and, you know, like the interesting secrets that will lie ahead, but like generally, what is your intention in terms of like what will lie after the architect?
I do want there to be a better ending. I think we were a little bit more burnt out on the first game when we started working on Act 4 and doing the ending. I do want it to be more extravagant when you win, and I don't want the showdown to also be a pretty big deal, we'll say. It would be good to get the character out. Yeah, I do want the endings to be pretty serious business, but they aren't too designed at this time. I wanted to see kind of like the reaction that people have towards the narrative elements to the game that we've brought in. I like to read what people's theories are on what the characters are, or if they're good or bad, and things like that. And so we kind of just seeing what people like, what kind of characters people are attached to. And while we do have kind of like a canonical idea of what is going to happen, we do make minor tweaks to make sure that like the ending kind of meets everyone's expectations. And also a little curveball, you know, every now and then, but in a positive curveball. So
this is
I get the feeling it's going to take a good while for the ending to show up, just because, you know, we have a few other types of content that we want to make. We want to do some alternative acts in the characters. We want to experiment with the game modes. I think once those are done, we'll probably think about finalizing an ending.
I've been seeing lots.
I have dyslexia. I read fart. I was like, holy shit, tingles.
Lots of fan art. You know, there's tons of like, you know, in all different languages, you know, all different characters, you know, funny stuff, serious stuff. Do you have like a single meme or piece of fan art that's like really delighted you so far from the community?
I really like all of
I really like when Frost Prime and his friends colored the entire map green.
the Regent fan art personally. We spent I don't know what it was about this character and how he changed.
The Regent feels very Risk of Rain 2 inspired. Extremely Risk of Rain 2 inspired.
Over time. We had a pretty difficult time coming up with his character. We had a lot of different drawings. I think we redid his head like 10 times. And at one point it just kind of I was just kind of like, that's a good concept right there. Look at this guy. And then over time you just kind of create a story around what you expect this person to be like. And so I have a strong emotional attachment to this character. And so seeing everyone get it and then make art around this kind of like character and personality, just, you know, he's just kind of like this stupid guy from space. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is it's so funny that everyone gets it and makes art around it. And they breathe life into the character in ways that, you know, that we haven't yet. And it's just a joy to see. Yeah.
I mean, I'm personally a huge fan of.
Yo,
Thank you
Macaulay,
for all
this is
the
the 19
content
bucks,
that
man.
I can watch at my leisure. Here's my tax for all the hours of entertainment.
I appreciate you using Free Tax USA in order to figure out your accurate tax return. I appreciate that.
Like a guy who's just reclining in a big
What's up,
chair, going through like a very challenging series of battles. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. I generally feel that all the characters are in some way a reflection of like a certain type of personality that I have on the inside, you know? You know, I like to be stupid sometimes. You can probably tell. I just like saying things just to get a reaction out of people. And the region kind of represents that part of me. So I'm glad that people...
This motherfucker's admitting to just being a rage baiter on the internet. Do you think he has a couple throwaway accounts that he just has already gotten banned in my chat? What the hell? Jesus Christ. I just like saying shit to get a reaction.
like it instead of being like, this guy's a huge asshole. Because everyone thought he was an asshole. That would mean that everyone thinks that a part of me is a humongous asshole. And they would be right, but you know, I'd still be offended. So, but I understand that people can see the intention behind this buffoonery. And that's really great.
That's a fabulous answer. I have to know more about how the head changed. How did the Regent's head change? Was it different shapes? Was it like a human face? What was going on there?
It was like a crystal guy at first. He had like a very crystally head. And I was like, kind of just looks like a you know, like in like sci-fi games where it's like, oh, these crystal guys are invading our town, and it's like, kind of looked like a crystal guy invading a town. Part of a crystal army.
The brand new one, man.
And I was like, how can we make this guy feel more like weird royalty or something? And then over time, we had like the throne, the head shape. We had like different numbers of eyes. I have like a very strong feeling about silhouettes. I think every character should have a very distinct silhouette. And the Regent's crystal guy, I was like, he could just be like a crystal soldier. And so, I don't know. Sometimes I don't like to say these kind of things too much. It sounds mean to my art director. But you know, sometimes we're in a hurry to design new things, and sometimes we're not. And I think for a character, we want to spend a pretty serious amount of time thinking of what the character would be like. And so sometimes you just get a shape and it resonates with you. And going from like a crystal guy that's like wearing a cloak, it's like, okay, there's a guy. That's a silhouette of like a crystal enemy. To like a guy in a throne with like a silly like star-shaped head. To me, it was like a huge improvement. And it wasn't like one day we just concepted that. It was like each part was like very slowly built up. I don't know, very proud of the design. Some of the characters we spend much more time on design. Necrobinder, I was like, It was actually a rejected first idea of the Watcher from the first game. Was I wanted a character that would that has like a big hand that she puppets. I'm not confirming or denying anything about the Necrobinder being the Watcher or anything. I'm saying from a conceptual perspective, there was a hand version of the like a monk character way back when. This is a very different character because it's like a lich and like a hand and got bones, and her head's on fire. So She kind of
In her head.
she kind of has like Clarissa Knows It All vibes. I don't think anyone knows what that is anymore.
You know, the TV series. Boogerface squealer.
Sassy teenager, yeah. So that was kind of the original one. We made her a little bit more serious over time, just because I think the tone of the game became a little too cartoony, and I think people were pretty upset about that in the gameplay trailer, perhaps. And so we toned it a little bit more grimdark over time. But that was the original concept. You can kind of still see her sass in like the merchant, like her idol pose is just like hands on hips, which I think is very funny.
It's kind of makes
in
sense.
the 2
now. It's
days
kinda
following
fun.
the game's first balance patch, which was of course a beta, an optional beta on March 19th, there was a surprising response from some players. You guys drew more than 13,000 negative reviews on Steam in the 2 days that followed, after only recording about like 100 or 200 negative reviews each day up until that point. But part of the context of these reviews was that
Does this man work for the Chinese Communist Party? Because it's weird that those reviews were all in English when like 95% of the negative reviews were in Chinese. Like, you could have just shown one, man. You could have just shown like one
that
Chinese
primarily
negative
from players
review.
based in China, where online platforms
There we okay, never mind, he mentions it. All right, pre-watch, sorry.
restrictions mean that users have less access to Discord channels or
Also, weird that you didn't show Albino's review that was, I think, also actually in Chinese.
or Steam community features that might like be a better venue for that feedback. But all that considered, I'm just curious, what the reaction was within the studio when you saw this unfolding.
I don't know. I think it depends on who in the studio, just because I'm used to like negativity and like harsh feedback, and I'm like pretty immune to it. But some of our other, folks on the team, right? They weren't with us with the first game, and I think it was much more extreme than like any previous types of like negative feedback, right? Because there's a lot of bandwagoning. It's like a cultural thing. I think it's difficult for players to feel like they're heard from the developers, and so I understand why they choose to use Steam and like doing something that would obviously impact things like visibility in the store and things like that to try to like portray the feedback. And so I don't really get like mad to players for doing like bandwagoning stuff. I think it's really easy to, if you're like a player in America, to be like, why don't they just use these systems? But I don't really feel that way at all. I feel like it's kind of unfortunate that like they feel that the only way to be heard is through Steam reviews. And so we were like, how can we improve like the communication channel between a game developer and like players in China who have like a very restricted communication channel compared to the other players? And so we're trying to solve that kind of an issue more than just like name calling. That would be the worst possible thing. I mean, I think we're all just people and we all have different restrictions. So I don't like to say things like,
wow, this guy is so
Chinese.
nice. He literally just said like less than a minute ago that he just says things on the internet to try to fucking rage bait people. What the fuck do you mean? He's just a normal gamer on the internet that says I can dish some shit, so therefore I can take some shit. That's like a normal gamer, is if I want to say some mean shit on the internet, I should also be able to take some mean shit on the internet. I love him. I think that's awesome. I think he's also based in his way of thinking, that he's very like sage-like, that he's so tenured that he's like, yeah, I'm used to the hate. And I think that, the hate that we got in the negative Steam reviews from the Chinese player base is not necessarily a sign of a flaw in the Chinese players, but maybe a flaw in the ability for the restricted community to be able to effectively communicate with us. And maybe we can try to figure out a different way for them to be able to communicate so they don't feel like they have to resort to this only way that could, at the end of the day, affect our bottom line,
Players, I usually think of people like, in my mind, I think of like players in China, right? Because they're in a different place. They're all just humans. They're all trying to interact with the game and be heard. Like, being heard is so important. And so, I don't know, we want to improve that. We have the same feedback from the players in the US. It's just the way they communicate is just different. And so, hopefully we can both react to the things that people like and make sure that they're happy with the changes, and also try to improve the way we talk to each other. I think is kind of how I feel about it.
Thanks to Casey for speaking with me. If you want to hear more from Casey and other members of the Slay the Spire 2 team, at the end
I want to hear from this guy, please.
Good interview, man. No, I think Casey's like extremely smart and well said. And I like listening to him talk, and hopefully I can potentially speak with him at some point. I think that'd be really cool. I think everything I agree with everything he said. He's cool. That was a really fun interview. All right, what's next on the agenda today, chat? Can you end the recording? Yeah, I guess. Your shirt is on. Why? Because I don't have over 12,000 subs anymore. We have an agenda today. We have a long list of things to do today. Unfortunately, that list has already been hurt, and we will get to that in a little bit. But for now, Chad, I think it's time to talk about money. You guys want to talk a little bit about money? You guys want to talk a little bit about money? Why did the subs go down? Chad, can I get 5 gifted subscriptions? Real quick. Can I get a whole 5 spot? Dude, I do want to listen to the Good Kid album again. I do. I really do. Homicidal Phone. Thank you for the 5 gifted. So that person just gifted 5 people subscriptions for the next 30 days. And in 30 days, my sub count will go down by 5 because those gifted subscriptions will run out. Unless the people that get gifted those subscriptions will decide to continue the subscriptions on their own wallet, those gifted subscriptions only last for 30 days. Lone Wolf Rocks. What the hell is this? ZAR. ZAR currency.
I can hardly believe it has been 1 year.
South African
Thank you so
Rand.
much for the content. It has been so crazy this past year.
I got 140 ZAR. $8 USD. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Much love. Leonian. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, we do have to run 3 minutes ads, and then we're going to talk about money. I just realized we have to run 3 minutes ads. So I will wait for the 3 minutes ads to be over, and then we're going to talk about how much the YouTube channel made and how much the Twitch channel made in the month of March because of the release of Slay the Spire 2. People are very interested. It was the biggest month for my entire career, and what does that look like in terms
Came
of
from the YouTube video to use
income.
my Bezos box.
Mr. Sam I Am, thank you for the 12 months. Seaward Bound, thank you for the 2 months. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. If you don't want to see the ads, consider subscribing. I do make 100% of my income off stream. We will be going over the YouTube income, but it doesn't go to me. Obviously, we'll go over all that. But yeah, I'd appreciate a sub. If not, it's all good. You just got to eat these 3 minutes ads, and then we'll get into the content afterwards. You won't miss a thing except me taking my shirt off and jacking my hog live on stream. That will happen during the ads. That will happen. So I'll be right back. 07 ad eaters. Is that a fidget toy sock? No, it's a or a strawberry hairband, so it's like to put my hair up. But all right, I'll be right back. 3 minutes ads. Maybe Andrew can finally get his independency. I mean, Andrew's going away this weekend. He's going on a little vacay. Now that we're out of March, I told him that I needed him all of March to not go on vacation. It was the first time I ever restricted my employees. Am I a bad person, chat? I said for 1 month out of the 9 years that, no. 1 month out, yeah, no. 1 month out of the 9 years that Andrew has worked for me, he's not allowed to take a vacation.
To be able to sublog.
Sir Joss, thank you for the 3 months. Torin, thank you for the 3 months.
I'm giving you my Bezos box before I learn how much money you make from your land trading.
I will also reveal how much money I make from landlording.
Yes, and here's some money anyways.
I will also talk about that. Actually, I'll talk about that during the ads. Chad, I make $0 from landlording because I don't own any properties other than the one I live in. Is your YouTube chat separate or integrated? It looks just like this. So you do own property. Kind of. I mean, technically the bank owns it and I'm paying them back to eventually own it. So right now I've owned the house for 2 years out of the 30-year mortgage. So I probably own less than, what, 5% of the house? Less than, yeah. Probably own like, what, 3% of my house right now? You own less than 1%. I did put a down payment down. Actually, no, wait. That means I own 20% of the house. I don't have mortgage insurance. Holy shit. I own 20% of my house. I pick the bunny room. That's the one that I really own. I own the bunny. I own the garage. Holy shit. 30-year hold. Yeah, 30-year mortgage is pretty standard. This dude doesn't even have PMI. I do not. Lucky. I'm a lucky guy. All right, let me pull up. I actually want to check one thing on my earnings before I talk to you guys about it. So this is good that we're running ads. I want to check how much did we make in ads last month versus this month? How much did we make in February for ads? Actually, I'll just look at previous 30 days. Fucking Christ. All right. Chat. Are you guys ready to go over money? Are you guys ready to talk money? It's time. Time for a little bit of that. Okay. So. Okay. In the month of... I should probably get this hype train thing off stream, actually. 1 second. Let's get off of a hype train. Visual clutter. Okay. So, for those of you who do not know or didn't listen to that...
Frost, what's the difference between the Watcher and a woman who is sick as fuck? One of them knows their blows and the other blows their nose.
Okay, that's actually pretty good. Anyways, My Steel, thank you for the $5. You did forget to put a message in there, but I do appreciate the $5. I do appreciate that. Actually, hold on. Wait, I actually need to... Wait, I've realized that there was one metric that I didn't open up. Wonder, does Streamlabs give you like a comprehensive amount? Primogen! Wait, you rated at the perfect time. I'm about to tell you guys how much YouTubers make from YouTube video, from a month of YouTubing. I'm about to tell you guys. I'm about to out Prime. Also, this is the song that accurately describes me. That's a great time to join, actually. Perfect time. What did I do? Oh, no, you rated. I'm literally about to talk about money. I'm literally about to talk. So if you guys don't know, and for those that are in Primogens viewers, Slay the Spire 2 came out on March 5th, and it has been the biggest month of my career to date. And so people are very curious of how much money does that mean for a content creator. So I thought that I would just show you. I thought that I would just be transparent and just show you what does a content creator make in this month of having the best month of their entire career. So yeah, if you're interested in that and not in playing video games, you should stick around.
Let's go.
Thank you for the $10, Prime. I appreciate that. Transparent. All these wokies around here. Anyways, okay, first off, before predictions, I know that I've kind of said a ballpark number in the past, but if you could predict, I would love to hear what you guys think before we get into it. But I do want to preface everything about how I earn money on this channel. So back in 2017, I brought on Andrew as the editor of my YouTube channel, and I was fucking dirt goddamn broke. And so I told him, I can pay you $1,500 a month, and you're going to make, we had like different amounts at the time of like 3 videos a week, 5 videos a week, 2 videos a week. And he agreed to work for me because there was one caveat. That was if the YouTube channel ever makes more than $1,500 a month, because at that time I was bleeding about $1,100 a month on average. So I was paying him $1,100 out of pocket off of what the stream was making, which was not much. I think it was making barely more than that. But I knew that the way to grow was to make YouTube content and to funnel people in. But I said, if the YouTube channel ever makes more than $1,500 a month, you will get 100% of the YouTube revenue, because I wanted somebody that was working hard for me. I wanted somebody that would be with me for the long haul. I wanted somebody that wanted to make content for my channel as much as I wanted to make content for my channel. So I offered him 100% of the YouTube revenue if it ever made more than that. Now, it kind of means that in the nowadays, he and I work together on things. So when we bring somebody onto the company, for instance, we have a shorts editor, Mambu, and he gets paid $100 per short. I pay 75 of that. Andrew pays 25 of that. And in the future, if we wanted to give Mambu a raise, that might completely come from Andrew, because it started to bring in a lot of profit for that. So it's completely a symbiotic relationship where he wants to make the YouTube channel grow as much as possible because it means more money for him. And then I want the YouTube channel to grow as much as possible because then it means more stream viewers and i.e. more money for me, right? It makes sense. It makes sense from a viewership standpoint. I know a lot of other creators, Prime in chat is probably going to say you shouldn't give 100% of the money, but I make enough that I don't really care. I don't care about how much I'm giving up. I don't care about being super fucking rich. I want the people around me to be able to eat as much as possible, and Andrew be eaten. Actually, he doesn't eat a lot. He is diabetic, so he is on a very strict diet. He's on that magic spoon diet. But that means that his food's more expensive. So therefore, he's got to make more than me, which a lot of months he does. A lot of months he does make more than me. He does, in fact, not get that bread. So, because of that, we're going to go over the YouTube channel revenue first. Because he makes 100% of the YouTube channel revenues in terms of YouTube videos. I am also multi-streaming to YouTube. And luckily, YouTube separates that. YouTube has a nice little handy feature that separates that, so I can still earn all of the stream revenue. If you become a member on the stream, I get the revenue. If you become a member under a YouTube video, Andrew gets the revenue. It's really simple. It's whoever you decide to support, you can support. And I support you supporting either of us or both of us. I don't fucking care. So yeah, let's just show you the fucking numbers. This is how much money the YouTube channel made in the month of March. If you go to revenue, this number you don't trust because this number is never right. You have to trust these numbers down here. So if you go to videos, this is how much the YouTube videos made. This is how much the shorts made. So these two numbers are what Andrew will get paid. because right now the shorts don't make more than what we were paying Mambu. If the shorts continue to make this much, we'll probably move Mambu just over to making 100% of the shorts revenue. Because if he's uploading one short a day and he gets paid $100 a short, it's almost competitive, right? It's almost there. But right now, I think he's uploading 2 shorts a day during the first months, so still not there. Anyways, but this is the live revenue. So this is how much I made during the month of March off of the YouTube streams. YouTube streams. Holy. But yeah, this is how much Andrew got paid. We talked about at the beginning of March, we talked about going to 2 videos a day because there was so much content coming out. I was streaming like 12 hours a day for the first week or 2 of Slay the Spire 2's release. But I was like, hey, do you want to upload two a day? And he was like, abso-fucking-lutely I do, because again, he is motivated by the fact that it is all going to him. So he uploads more, he earns more. It is all beneficial. If he ever needs to take a day off, he can. Like, this weekend's videos are probably not going to perform as well because there was a new patch that came out, but we're going to be uploading videos from the old patch simply because he's taking the weekend off. He's taking the weekend off. He's already pre-made the videos. And I gave him the intros for the videos over the weekend. And he is just gonna upload. He's gonna upload what he already has because he can go and do whatever the fuck he wants. There's still gonna be content over the weekend, but I don't really care what he does because it's all him. And honestly, if he takes time off and the videos are a little bit less, guess where people come to see the new content? Ta-da! You know, like it's all symbiotic.
I can't believe you would let Andrew take advantage of you like this.
Does it separate ads between? Yes, it does. Yeah. So if you, where do you see that? You can see the separation of fucking ads. There you go. Boom. Watch page ads versus YouTube Premium. If you think about how many users have YouTube Premium, it comes out to be about that a YouTube Premium viewer is 10 times an ad viewer. That is about what the revenue breaks down to, that a YouTube Premium viewer is 10 times an ad viewer. So you watching with YouTube Premium is fucking awesome. And there's a number of hacks that you can do with that as well. For instance, if you have YouTube Premium, one of the many features that you have is downloading YouTube videos. And if you download a YouTube video, all that YouTube can check is when you reconnect to the internet, did you open that file or not? If you opened the file, they count it as 100% watch time, which is fucking goated, because the way that YouTube Premium pays out is it pays out your cut of what. So when you pay YouTube for YouTube Premium, a large portion of that goes to every single creator that you watch, divided up by who you watch the most based on watch time. So I upload very long videos, so my videos are going to eat up a lot of that share. And if you download my videos and you open up that file, that then says you watched 100% of my hour-plus long YouTube video. Therefore, here's all the money. Cheesy Penguin, thank you for the Prime. So, yeah, if you have YouTube Premium, I think YouTube Premium, for sure, is one of the few subscriptions in the modern day that is equally as beneficial for the user as it is the person that you're watching the content of. Like, I think Twitch Turbo is very necessary because Twitch is super hyper scammy with ads, but Twitch Turbo doesn't pay us fucking jack goddamn shit. So, like, we do get paid for Twitch Turbo. Like, we do get paid when you have Twitch Turbo as if you see ads. That's the way that they word it. But it doesn't, like, translate to being some crazy amount. Like, you're just the same as any other viewer. Yeah, it also comes with free YouTube Music, which YouTube Music is fucking goated. And do we need to remind you that Good Kid dropped their album this morning, and their album is completely DMCA free? Primogen, by the way, if you need some good music on your stream, DMCA free band. They're my favorite band of all time. They're huge nerds, and they just dropped an album. Is Andrew your brother? Nope, Andrew's not my brother. No, it is just because my name is Tristan does not mean that my editor who's works his name's Andrew is my brother. No, Andrew, I live in Colorado. We do live very similar lives because I live in Colorado and Andrew lives in the middle of he lives in the middle of the wilderness in Massachusetts. He lives in a log cabin. Like, if you watch his streams, he does stream at BeardBox on Twitch. He's literally in a log cabin. Like, you can see his walls are giant fucking trees. Like, he is living his best life. What is the average revenue before this month? Yeah, we can look at that. Yeah. If you go to revenue, there you go. Those are the last few months. It's usually between, and this is usually broken up about like $1,000 was going to me for the live streams. Live streams are making about $1,000 a month. It's more than a 3x spike. Yep. And you got to remember, we are uploading double the content. So double the content, it's like a 50% spike in revenue per video, which is really good. 16 CPM, is that not insanely high? Upload long content, man. Long form content gets you big high CPMs. Yeah. And we also do live streams. You got to remember, live streams get like crazy high CPMs too, because it's basically just like a really long YouTube video. K-Vod, thank you very much for the Prime sub. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. YouTube kind of treats its creators nice. Let's not go that far. We are very lucky because we upload long videos. YouTube benefits watch time, right? YouTube wants you to be on the platform as long as possible. So when we upload hour-long videos every single day, it's very beneficial for us. But when YouTube transitioned from the view-based model to the watch time-based model, a lot of artists got absolutely fisted by that because they were normally uploading 45-second to 3-minute long animations, and they would take, weeks at a time to be able to upload. And all of a sudden, they went from making a decent wage to making jack fucking shit. So why give Andrew 100% of the revenue? Just curious. I kind of went over that a minute ago, but it's literally because it incentivizes him to want to work more. Why would I not want to? Why would I? Like, I could take 10% of this, but like, we're about to go over the Twitch revenue. We're about to go over the Twitch revenue. Remember that I earned this, right? I got paid this from this channel, but we're about to go over the Twitch revenue, and like, it's pretty much equivalent to in previous months. Like, these numbers are relatively similar on Twitch for me. Right. And now, granted, I pay for more usually because I pay for Armadillo. I pay for the lion's share of Mambu. So there's more expenses that I have coming out of me. But like, I'm the one that at the end of the day is the one that's wanting to run this business. How does increased playback speed affect watch time? It does actually. It does actually increase. It does decrease watch time. It literally affects. It's however long you are on my video matters. However long you are on the video with the video playing matters. Charmeleon, think of the Prime. So if you are watching in 2x speed, technically you are giving me half the watch time. That doesn't fucking matter. If you like to watch it at 2x speed, watch at 2x speed. I don't care. Because then the 0.5x speed watchers double it to even it out. I don't think that you as the user should be worrying about how to money max for a content creator. That's what I'll say. I don't think that should be your problem to worry. If you want to support your content creator in a more beneficial state, don't worry about how you're watching the YouTube video. Worry about, oh, I want to throw a membership at them. Oh, I want to throw a super chat under the video. Oh, I want to come over to the stream and hit the Twitch Prime sub. Oh, I want to gift 5 subs to the community. Like those kind of things, right? Instead of like, I know that probably isn't what you're just curious, but like, yeah, don't change your habits. Like if you're watching with ad block on Twitch, we're technically not supposed to encourage ad block use, but no content creator fucking cares if you watch with ad block. No content creator cares. Like, our goal is not to get you to turn ad block off. That's the platform's goal. They should increase the user experience, which should then encourage you to not use ad block. That's their problem. The reason why people use ad block on Twitch is because the ads on Twitch are very, very intrusive and are long, and putting an ad in the middle of live content makes you feel like you're missing out. People don't use ad block on YouTube nearly as much because most ads are either 15 seconds or shorter or skippable. But also, when you're watching an ad on YouTube, you are not missing the YouTube video. The YouTube video is paused. And when you come back, you're at the exact same spot. You didn't miss anything. So, seriously, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Sick Doggo, for the Prime. Appreciate you. Okay, you guys ready to switch over to Twitch? I also can go. I'll show you this as well. This was how much was done in cash tips. This was cash tips in the month of March. Nice. Poggies. Thank you, cash tippers. Woo! Just as like to be completely transparent, because I know that somebody would be like, you didn't show Streamlabs revenue. The YouTube stream doesn't pause? Yeah, no. I'm not talking about streams. I'm talking about the difference in ad experience across the entirety of the platform. Yeah. And most of the platform on YouTube is VODs. Anyways, okay. Popcorn revenue. I already talked about popcorn revenue. It was around, well, actually, I don't know what it was for the entire month, but in the first week of Slay the Spire 2 coming out, you guys made, in the first week of Slay the Spire 2 coming out, you guys spent so much money at Kettlehead that it was more revenue generated in 1 week than Kettlehead made in the entire first year. Just from you. Not from the entire company as a whole. Just from you. Just from Code Frost. You guys bought over $30,000 of popcorn, and I get 10% of that. So I got about $3,000 in popcorn sales. How old is Dylan? He's in his mid-30s. How tired is Dylan? Sorry. That I saw the tired emote, and I thought that was old. He is very tired. He was really tired after the first week. After the first week, he went up and spent the weekend up in Vale.
Oh, well, another month,
scheme,
another
Cal.
time. Frost being Epoch and
Kind
transparent.
Gamer Gaming, thank you for the 15 months. Yeah, he spent the weekend up in Vale, and he's been going through it. So I appreciate you guys giving him support. Bear, thank you for the brand new one. He's been going through it. His dog passed away like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So he's been definitely on the mental struggle bus between it all. But I'm sure that a lot of work just distracting him has probably actually helped. So you guys putting in orders obviously means good financially, but it also keeps him busy, which is good in times like this, to just have a good distraction. His dog was a 16-year-old beagle. So Hardy Boy and him got to meet one time, and they didn't do well because Hardy Boy doesn't like old people. He takes after his dad. Okay, I don't mean to sit here and clickbait. We're just having a conversation, and I don't want to interrupt if we're having the conversation. I will pull up the Twitch revenue now so you guys can see it all. This is the month of March. Even if we continue to talk about other things, sorry, I feel like I'm clickbaiting you. This is the month of March for Twitch revenue. So very comparable. Andrew and I making very similar amounts of money in the month of March. I think I mog him slightly, right? Because he gets 52. Yep. I'm mogging him slightly between that, this, and the Kettlehead revenue. Get mogged. Get mogged. Get mogged. Is that 200 hours streamed just this month? Yes, it is. Yeah. How much do you spend on your animals? Quite a bit. I mean, not comparative to this. Compared to a normal month, a lot does go into the animals. Luckily, if you guys don't know, if you're new here from Prime Stream, I run a bunny rescue with my wife. We have a 24/7 bunny stream. It just restarted a little bit ago, so that's why the viewership's a little low. Usually it's about double that. We saw a flop from Bibble up there. They pay for themselves. People just watching this and leaving the ads running, it pays for the entirety of the rescue. So the bunnies are taken care of. But how much do you think this will be steady? Oh, I don't think this will be steady at all. Look at this day, man. This was the day that Slay the Spire 2 came out. So minus that already from this, because this is an abnormal day. This is an abnormal day, right? The first 2 days of them being out, abnormal days. So take at least 15K off this. How much do you earn yearly? So I struggle to show yearly revenue. And it's not because of any secrets or anything like that. It is because I was on an older Twitch contract up until a month ago. And that old Twitch contract was very imperative on people not sharing their income. And on the newer Twitch contracts, you are allowed to show your income. So I can tell you that this number is very similar to what I was earning. Sometimes I would make more than Andrew. Sometimes Andrew would make more than me. So you can do the math. Usually you can take somebody's sub count, multiply it by 3. That's about how much they're earning off their subscriptions alone. Yeah, these are months. Yeah. What about the 70-30 split? Yeah, so it's about $3 per sub is because of regions. So although American subs will pay you about $4.20 per sub because of the 70-30 split with the $6 subs, other regions will pay you less because they're now going to be charged. And then primes are also much less. Primes are like $2 a sub usually on average. So that brings it down, and a lot of the subs is Prime. But the one thing I wanted to talk about is, I don't know if I can show last month's revenue, but I can tell you that last month's ad revenue was about 1/10 of this number. So just from the viewership alone, holy man. Holy fucking shit, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate actually making a visible number on the pay stub from ad revenue. Panda, thank you for the 4 months.
Thank God Frost isn't as dumb as massive gaming corporations who see revenue spikes and think that that's sustainable and should keep growing
infinitely. It shows the value right below it. Oh. Yes, it does show you the value right below it. Here's my weenie lil prime sub. Yes, it does show you the value right below it. You are very right on that. Yes, it fucking does. Whoopsies. Oh, well, I don't think I'll get in trouble, but because I've been on the contract for a little over a month, or a little over 2 months now, because it started like a month before Slay the Spire 2 came out. Like everybody they got rid of the legacy contracts and they ported us over to the Partner Plus program, etc. Looks like you're doing well. I am very privileged to be where I am, and I want you guys to know that I don't take this for granted for a fucking second. I want that to come across very clearly. I understand the position that I am in. I always want to remain as transparent as possible. I think that it is important as a content creator to be transparent. Because I do my spiel every single hour when we run 3 minutes of ads. I say, I don't make any money off the YouTube videos. I would appreciate a subscription if you are available, but never feel like it is necessary, right? This is how much I'm earning this month. Now, yes, this is business revenue, so this does not equate to how much I take home.
Here's a candy bar on me.
Armadillo this month is getting paid $4,000 or $3,500. Bird is getting paid $3,000. Mambu's getting paid fucking gajillion dollars. Mambu's getting paid a lot this month. So a lot of this is not what goes into my pocket at the end of the month. Business expenses exist, but obviously I am well into the middle class in terms of income. I am what the middle class should be. Now, obviously, if this was every single month, I would not be middle class anymore. I would be technically in the top 1%, and you would be able to call me a 1%er. But normally when I am earning $15,000 to $20,000 a month, and then over half of that or more is going
for some reason
out to paying my employers or my employees, the people that work for me. Technically, they're contractors. I'm not allowed to call them employees because I don't give them health care, et cetera, et cetera. Dr. Gong, thank you for the prime. I am what the middle class should be. The middle class is going away, and so it fucking sucks. People are either getting rich or people are getting poor. So if you are struggling, do not feel like you have to subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a sub for free. I'd really appreciate it if you drop that much. If you just want to leave the stream open and let it run ads, I'd appreciate that. But watch the content. It is free. It will always be free. Hopefully. This month is going to allow me to buy my new car, and I really appreciate that. I'm going to get the Rivian R2. The new Rivian that is coming out, and I'm very excited about it. That is going to be my present to myself for doing 200 hours of streaming this month. Troller app, thank you for the prime. But because of you guys and your support, not only do we get to run the bunny rescue, not only do I get to pay I get to pay somebody that works for me $50,000 in a month. Like I've cried about that multiple times, right?
I cannot wait to run over old ladies with the R2. It has better surface area to run over people with. It will truly be a magical experience.
Car, yeah. Like I have cried about this many times. I'm not good at crying on stream, so you're not going to get tears out of me right now. Fuck, you interrupted me. Fuck, stupid bitch. You got me. Is Andrew making more than me? Some months he does. This month I'm making more than him.
As thanks.
What was I saying? What was I saying? Paying for the car. Oh, because of you guys, because I am supported this well, because I'm getting a new car. We already have 2 cars in the household, one for me, one for August, because she does her own job. I told her that if I am getting my car and she would like my Tesla, she can have it. But obviously we don't need 3 cars in the house. So I just was like, you should probably get rid of your car though. She did decide to keep the Tesla. So you guys are legally obligated to be mad at her because you got so mad at me for owning a Tesla. Okay, even though I bought it in 2019, it was way before we knew how bad Elon was. He was just your normal billionaire, which is still bad. But you know, no ethical consumption under capitalism, blah blah blah, whatever. Zonko, thank you for the 3.
He uses his true to flatten old ladies, and he is married to someone so out of his league that it's crazy.
Because of how much you guys have financially supported
Yet another
us.
part of the song becomes outdated.
I'm trying to say something nice about you, Chad.
Times.
Can I say one fucking thing nice about you? She kept the Tesla because of the economics behind it, but she also gets the Tesla because having an electric car on the road makes her feel safe as a woman. Oftentimes, she finds when she gets bullied on the road by somebody else, having the electric car's power behind it allows her to get away from the situation of an aggressive driver versus having a normal ICE car, internal combustion engine car.
Please, Frost, we all know the bunnies are buying the Rivian so they can have an even better heater.
But because of how much I have earned, because of how much you guys have supported me, how much of you have supported the stream, we got to give away our car. You guys met Fitz. You guys met her when we did the Somebody People stream. Her car had recently, she says, blown up. It almost blew up. But we gave her our car. We gave her August Subaru free. So that is because of you. That is because of how supportive you are that we get to do something like that. So thank you. I appreciate that. I do have some bad news today, though. I do have. It's not all good news today. I do have some bad news today. August messaged me during the interview when we were watching the dev interview that somebody in her extended family is in the hospital, so she's gonna have to take a rain check today. I know you guys understand, but. So are you going to blow up the old car? Yeah, no, Fitz's car is rigged to explode. You guys just have to, if you guys all type the no emote, if you type it 20 times in a row, her car does blow up. No, she said that, so her old car that almost blew up, it just needs like a few $1,000s of work. And she's very strapped for cash. She works as a restaurant worker. So as you can imagine, she's living very paycheck to paycheck. She is going to be in turn giving away her car to I think it was like a 16-year-old or
So
something.
August gave her lesbian
like a
card to the girl
friend of the
she
family?
wants to kiss. Huh?
That's true. Yeah, she did. So she's doing the Starbucks order. I'm gonna pay for the order behind me train thing. So she's giving away her old car to a child that can use it to learn how to drive. But it just needs it probably needs maybe upwards of $5,000. But she said that the person that she's giving it to is very handy with cars. So I think it's probably going to be much reduced in cost because they won't have to pay for labor. Yeah, she's giving it to a child that she really wants to explode. Yeah. Make a dark joke about the war right now, but don't feel in the mood. A child. What's worse than a car? A child. Striker, thank you for the 4 months.
Can you lower the rent, Mr. Landlord?
No. But anyways, do you guys have any questions about that? Do you have any questions about anything like that? I want to be as transparent as possible. It's just, yeah. Bunny money. That's actually a really good question. No, you're actually nailing the head with that. Bunny money. Yes. Bunny money. Get that funny money, bunny money. Let me log into the bunny account real quick. I gotta open up Chrome for that. The bunny money's on the newer contract too, so I can show the last year of the bunny money too. Do you ever want to retire? Depends what your definition of retire is.
Yeah, I got a question. Can you show us a chart of how your revenue changes when you take off your shirt?
Technically goes down because when I take off my shirt, people unsubscribe from the YouTube channel. August, I need the code. Hold on. I need her to text me the security code. Oh, she texted it to me. Nice. Bam, 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 bam. Why are you so handsome today? I'm actually, we have an appointment on Tuesday to get a water softener installed in our house because I feel like my skin and hair, and August skin and hair, has been greatly affected by our water quality because we're off city water, which is poo. If you keep making this level of income, what would you do with it? First order of business is bringing Armadillo in full time and paying him like $70K a year. That's number one. What did your water quality test say? We haven't gotten a water quality test, but our shower heads have gotten completely clogged with the sediment. So I think I don't need to do the test. Like August. So we have 2 shower heads in our shower because our shower is fucking awesome and I love having 2 shower heads. It's so fucking bougie and it's something I don't know if I can ever go back to only having 1 shower head. I love that shit. My shower head is on the ceiling, so it's like a waterfall. And hers is the same shower head, but it's on the wall. And mine, because it's on the ceiling, has it like you can see some of the little holes have started to get plugged, but it doesn't then affect the other ones working. Hers, as they've gotten plugged, like the top half, it's like one of like the big square ones with like probably like 50 holes. Like the top 25 holes no longer spout water. So her shower head is like fucking piddling on her. When we're in the shower together, she's like getting piddled on where I'm taking an actual shower. So when she washes her hair, she has to use my shower head now. And that's just in 2 years of living here that it's gotten that bad. And so I feel like if it's that bad that it's clogging up that much, it's probably affecting our skin a lot. So Anyways, this is how much the bunny rescue has made in the last month. This is definitely the best month. This day made more in ads than I did off of my day with 16,000 viewers. Ask Tora, thank you for the prime. Put it in baking soda and vinegar. No, I'm not worried about the shower head. I'm worried about my hair quality because I've noticed since we've moved to Denver that my hair quality has gone down.
Reminder that I'm still available for full-time kobold. I know one isn't needed today, but you never know when you'll need one for emergencies. I'm like a fire extinguisher, except way more important.
Your heads run simultaneously, and they also have different temperatures too. She can run her own temperature because she likes her showers cold. Okay, let's see. When did we start the bunny rescue? We started it in like January of last year, right? So let's just see lifetime revenue for the bunnies. Boom! Holy, bro. That's sick. Look at that, man. I thought you couldn't show that. No, so I said that my stream was on an older contract previously, up until like a month and a half ago. The bunny stream has always been on the newer contracts. It's stupid, but it's fucking legalese, and I get nervous. I hope you trust me. I'm new to the channel. What is the bunny rescue? Yeah, so this is twitch.tv/AugustBuns. I run a bunny rescue with my wife, where it's just a 24/7 stream that streams the bunnies with lo-fi music playing in the background. And if you leave the stream on, it runs 6 minutes of ads per hour. And yeah, it has fully funded the bunnies. Yeah. Their yearly medical bill is quite close to that number. Yeah, no, it's like it's been very accurate. It's been very effective. But as you take on a new bun, it's usually, so the bunnies that we are focusing on taking in isn't bunnies that are just like abandoned by their owner or something like that. It's usually a medical case in some capacity, so they require a lot of upfront work. Their day-to-day after they are nice and healthy is not much at all. It's just upkeep and food. Why not toss another minute or two, or is 6 the cap? 22.5 minutes per hour is actually the cap. But 6 minutes of ads per hour feels like an okay number that it still allows you to view it. Still allows you to actually get some enjoyment out of the bunny stream. But yeah, this, like August said, this goes 100% to the bunnies. This does not see us. This is not August's income. This is not my income. We can even tell you that we didn't really know if we wanted to tell you guys, but I feel like it's for transparency's sake. Warning, sad things. Should tell you just where the money goes. A couple of days ago, there was a 10-month-old bunny that came into August's hospital and was there for it was an appointment that was called Recheck Not Getting Better, which is essentially like they had an issue a few months ago. They came in to recheck and they were not getting better. And they essentially came in a couple of months ago with an issue. The doctor said, hey, we should run full diagnostics. Here's the price. And the person said, we can't afford that. So they were just sent home with general pain meds, hoping that it was something that wasn't serious and would resolve itself on its own. A lot of things do in bunnies. A lot of things do in any animals. It's just that you can tell when they're in pain, but they can't tell you what the pain is, right? Thing did not resolve. Bunny got significantly worse. Turns out upon doing surgery, so the bunny owner could not pay for the bunny to do anything other than euthanasia. So they surrendered the bunny to the hospital. Through the bunny rescue, we paid for the bunny to be opened up on the surgery table to see if it could be solved. But it was too little too late because they did not surrender the bunny 2 months ago over their own selfish reasons for wanting to keep their animal that they could not afford. And the bunny had an impaction, most likely due to a toy because it was told that it was lived inside a child's bedroom. And its stomach essentially exploded inside of itself. And it became so weak that when they put the temperature probe in the bunny's butt, it perforated the colon because it had, like, essentially the tissue had died. So sad story, but just know that that is because of you guys, that we got to potentially save an animal. It's not always going to happen, but we did get answers. We did get to do our best to save the life of the poor 10-month-old bunny. And if only those dumbasses were less selfish. I understand that they should also be paid more because people should be able to be paid more and have a livable wage, but it is very selfish when a doctor recommends, because like you wouldn't do that for your child, right? Like some people do, and that's fucked up, and we can agree that that's fucked up, but like people most of the time will not do that for their child. If you come in and the doctor says, hey, we really think that you should run diagnostics because there might be a serious issue that could kill your child, people most of the time, almost all the time, will eat the cost, right? But yeah, they dumb motherfuckers. But that was funded by you guys. Us being able to potentially save its life was because of you. If not for you guys, we also would have had to pass. But Goblin Gamer, thank you for the 4. Oh, there are payment plan options.
4.
There are payment plan options, but again, people are selfish and people are it's the selfish was not them
Frost, my boy,
not doing
thriving.
The diagnostics.
Much love to you and August.
Silver Shack,
you
thank you for 42
deserve
months.
all the success. My timing's a bit off, it seems.
It's all good.
Crying face emoji.
The selfish thing was them not surrendering the animal 2 months ago. Because if we had gotten the impaction 2 months ago, easy surgery. Simple surgery. You cut open the stomach, you remove the thing, you patch up the stomach, nothing goes necrotic, everything's fine. What is your average viewer amount, if you don't mind me asking? I actually just sent that to somebody. I can actually tell you the exact numbers. Here, hold on. I don't want to leak my entire DMs with that person. It's I'm planning a Slay the Spire 2 tournament. For the month of March, my average concurrent viewerships on Twitch was 1,666. W. And my average viewership on YouTube was 1,301. So averaged around just under 3,000 concurrent viewers. It's amazing. Some people pass on that because some vets are scammers. They will sometimes have a very cheap solution to some things that will try to get you to pay more for something that is not needed. That is very old medicine type thinking. That is extremely old medicine. The problem is not that people are offering you scams. It is that vets don't want to. Let's talk about this in the grander sense. From what August and I see as people that she works in the industry and she tells me everything, and I am very analytical, but obviously she's the person that's more in it than I am. But also I do work closely with some vets because of our rescue. A lot of vets in general practice, because they have the title of doctor, will say something with confidence because they don't want to seem like they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And this is a problem across all doctor industry ever, forever. It's just there's more penalty in being vastly wrong in human medicine versus in animal medicine. Animals are considered property by law, so killing your property versus them killing a human life is very different. Vet medicine has vastly improved over just the last 10, 20 years. And so a lot of what people can say now is a lot better, but you are correct. It is not, you are correct, but it's slightly wrong. It is not that they are scamming you intentionally. They're scamming you because they don't want to be wrong, because they think that they're right. And so for instance, the reason why August Hospital is considered exotic. So exotic animals, in terms of vet medicine is anything that isn't a cat or a dog or farm animals that you can own as a pet. And that is because if you go to any old hospital, they might say that they're confident in guinea pigs, but they're not confident in bunnies. But they are confident in some types of birds, but not confident in a larger type of bird. At an exotic hospital, they have to be confident in every single type of exotic animal. That is like every single type of animal that isn't a cat or a dog, right? Because the things that are uncommon for people to own. Yeetmeister, thank you. I have a hard time believing that it's always right for somebody to pay for medical care for pets. There's an unavoidable opportunity cost as compared to taking care of more healthy animals. I'm okay with people making the call that is reasonable for them. All they had to do was pay for diagnostics. That's what they refused to pay for. They did not refuse to pay for the thing that fixed the problem. They refused to figure out what the problem was. They were told that if they take that animal home, and they give it pain care, that it would suffer until it either got better or got worse to the point of death. And the latter happened. That bunny was in a severe amount of debilitating pains while its insides rotted out because of their poor decision making. I don't like to think that that is a reasonable call for them to make. They were selfish, they were abusive, and they should have either paid for the diagnostics and eaten the debt if they really wanted to keep the animal, or they should surrender the animal, because that's the fucking option that you have. You don't be selfish, and you realize, oh shit, I took on a cost that I can't afford, and so I surrender the animal. It's that simple. It is selfish, and it is abusive. But you don't get punished for abuse on animals because by the law, animals are considered property. They are not considered real. If you are not raising your hand at an animal, you are not in trouble. If you do the same in humans, that is considered abuse and neglect, and you could go to prison, you could face fines, you can get your children taken away from you. You do that in animals, not a problem. The main problem is, sorry, we're going like 100 different rants right now. The main problem is because of the way that the industry is set up, the doctor is not required to do what is best for the patient. The patient, although it is the animal, is always at the behest of the person, which sucks. And it's the same thing a lot of times in pediatrics, which also sucks. And that can also be considered abusive in some cases, in terms of you not electing to get care for your child. That can also be considered abuse. Anyway, blah 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 blah. My point is, I think that person fucked up. Anyways. It's hard because I'm not sure how animals give consent, but you're totally right. Oh, I agree with you. It's just like what is the French fucking bulldogs or whatever? Like those should not be bred because purebred French bulldogs cannot give birth naturally and have to have a cesarean section. Like, yeah, it's like they're not electing to do that by getting pregnant. Like, yeah, there's like a whole thing. Yeah, no, there's a lot of issues, and we can rant about it for hours. This was supposed to be a happy conversation, but kind of went down the rabbit hole. I just wanted to let you guys know that Boston Terriers, that's the one. Yeah, Boston Terriers, that's the one I was thinking of. American Bulldogs, Boston Terriers, French Bulldogs, they all kind of running, they be breathing the same. Yeah, I was just trying to tell you guys that there's some stuff that we won't necessarily tell you immediately because it's like very sad and I don't want to like burden you guys with a lot of that.
I'd quite letting me share this again, but oh well, we take those.
Welcome back again. But yeah, just know we're doing a lot of work. And if you want to know all the full details, we can give it to you. Why is pet care more expensive than human care insurance? Economic status shouldn't exclude people from having pets, though. Yeah, that's the problem with the system. But currently, the system is what it is. And if you go in and you cannot afford something, you have to make the strong decision there. I'm 100% with you that the system is fucked. You're talking to the leftist here that thinks that it should all be free. Like, it should be free. Yes. The pet care should just be like human healthcare. It should all be free. Amazing. Yeah, I agree with you. Or if healthcare was free, it would be easier for us to pay for the healthcare of our animals. You know? Generally, economic static does not make it so you can't afford a pet, but it heavily depends on the type of pet. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If you cannot afford the medical bills for your pet, you should not get the pet. That is what I believe. That is just straight up what it is. I think that there are plenty of people that are not in a financially safe enough situation to get a pet, and they therefore should not. Iron Rice Ball, thank you for the prime. It's the harsh fucking reality, but it is another life that you are playing with. Like, it is life. It is life. You know? Like, it's sad, and it's because of the system. The system should change so that you should be happier. Yes. But right now, if you get an animal and you cannot afford it, and then that animal suffers because you made the decision for it, that sucks, man. And also know that even if you don't give a shit about the animals, every single time that you go in to a vet hospital and then you go out by just taking those meds, those pain meds home, the people that just worked on your animal, they know. And it breaks them. Every single time, it breaks them. So, like, it's more than just the pet, you know? It sucks, man. I was saving a small pity, but now I'm unemployed enough to save quite a bit more before I'm getting one. That really sucks, Mr. Evans, and I'm really sorry to hear that. Again, system should be changed. I want you to be as happy as possible. Can we go to happy fun time? Yeah, let's get off this topic, man. I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm going to stream much longer because I do want to get off and I want to support August today because she's definitely going through it emotionally, and I also wanted to have a short stream today.
So we're going back to a more normal schedule.
Sure.
Can you explain for those who are new here what changes to the stream are taking place?
Yeah, so I think I am going to be in the future taking Friday, Saturday off and streaming on Sunday through Thursday. So still 5 days on, 2 days off, but I've really liked streaming on Sundays. I think Sunday's been a really fun day to stream. I think not a lot of people stream on Sundays and everybody is home and wanting to just have some fucking chill ass content on in the background. So viewership is up. The vibe is like very chill. Like for usually when you have more viewers, the noise of the stream goes up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Will the patches being released on Thursday night seemingly affect that? I don't think they're always being released on Thursday nights.
And I will be calling it Shirtless Sunday.
Last patch was on
a legally binding statement.
Last patch was on a Sunday night. It was the 26th. The patch before that was the 19th. That was also a Sunday. The patch before that was the 17th. So that was a Friday, but
how did you get the dev interview? Did Scarra set you up since he is such good friends?
Oh wait, shit, I was looking at April.
What a nice guy.
Oh shit, never mind. I was looking at April. Sorry. The 26th and the 19th were both Thursdays. No, you're right. They were both Thursdays. I don't know, man. Oops. Shut up, Tia. I don't know. I really do like streaming those days, but maybe I'll get on and do a short stream when the patches happen. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll just message Casey and say, hey, can you release the patches on Wednesday nights? I don't know, but I definitely need 2 days off a week. Definitely do. For my own sanity, my own mental health. Or maybe we just do like a short stream like this and we go over the patch notes, play a run or two of the patch. I don't talk about everything else that's going on. I mean, today's patch is not that big. I don't feel bad about not streaming the game all that much today. Yeah, I don't think today's patch was all that game changing. Nothing super major other than like it's like a couple of cards. What time will you be streaming on Sunday? I haven't decided what time I like to stream because I do like, so normally I get up around 6, right? Normally I get up at 6 and then I'm on stream by like 8:30. 8:30 to 9 has been my stream time. And I'm usually, the YouTube stream will usually announce what time I'll go live by like 45 minutes beforehand. Like the YouTube stream pops up.
You know it's a rough topic when you manage to get the landlord talking about a social issue rather than focusing on all the money he made in the last month.
Come in.
Hello, I am Optimus Prime. I just wanted to warn you that someone that definitely wasn't me spilled some jello on the stairs then tried to lick it up. Don't ask me how I know that. Okay, bye.
Tried to lick it up is crazy. What are your opinions on operating system level age verification? We'll move to Linux. The world will move to Linux. Anyways, do you guys have any other burning questions about the things we've talked about? Hopefully on the happier notes. Do you invest at all? Very small. I have a retirement account because it helps me save on taxes. I have a SEP IRA that I try to maximize every year. I have not been able to every year because it is technically more expensive overall. Because like if you owe, let's say $40,000 in taxes, for those that don't know, I know that you probably do, but for those that don't know how it works, if you owe $40,000 in taxes, it will be like, yeah, you could give $20,000 into your IRA and then you only owe $30,000 in taxes. So then you're still paying out 60 grand total out of your account. And, you know, do you have an accountant? No.
Today I found out why the bluebirds weren't using the bluebird house I built a few years ago. Turns out a flying squirrel decided it was also a nice house.
Aw, that's adorable. That's amazing. Do you want unsolicited financial advice? Probably not. No. No. Don't think so. I would say I am not good with money. I'm not good with money. I don't think that I'm good with money. I definitely do not money max as much as I should or could. That's why Andrew exploits him. True. Yeah, Andrew actually asks for an extra $5,000 every month to punt on sports betting. How much do we need to dono so you get the bunnies at Tesla? Technically, the bunnies do have a Tesla because the Tesla is parked in the garage next to the bunny rescue. And during the winter, when it gets down to like almost 0 degrees Fahrenheit, the heating unit in there can't keep up. And so we have to turn on the car in the garage. It's electric, okay, in case anybody didn't catch that. We open up the doors and the electric car can turn on camp mode, which just essentially blasts the heat. The best way to upset people is to ask about religion. Sure. Yes, we do not... Here at Frost Prime Bunny Rescue, we do not hotbox our bunnies to death. That is not our prerogative. We do not... Unlike what RFK Jr. has said, bunnies cannot breathe carbon monoxide. That is untrue. When you walk up to an ice cream truck, what do you get? Growing up, I was always a screwball or a snow cone fan. Nowadays, though, I'm probably going something chocolate. Probably some chocolate. But nowadays, so many of the fucking... Dude, okay, I'll actually say it. Fuck Kona Ice, dude. Like, Kona Ice is delicious. Don't get me wrong. And I like Kona Ice. You got to get the Rocky Road. If you go Kona Ice, if you go the Kona Ice angle, you got to get the Rocky Road because it has the tiger blood red in there with the red 40. It's awesome. It's great. But it has monopolized the ice cream truck industry to the point now where you don't get fucking ice cream anymore. Like, I want a goddamn ice cream truck sometimes. I like a snow cone. I like the idea of a snow cone. But fuck, man, sometimes I want fucking ice cream from my fucking ice cream truck. And Kona Ice being so cheap to fucking mass produce that they're everywhere. They've taken over the business, man. The industry is forever tainted by coconuts and palm trees. Anyways, there is a Kona Ice that's outside of the aquarium. It's outside of the aquarium in Denver, and it's in like a miniature K truck. It's like, I know you guys think that I'm short, so this will tell you how small it is. I'm taller than the truck. like I am, like I think it like comes up to my chin. It's so tiny. It's so fucking hilarious. It's so adorable. It's like a clown car. It's so cute. So if I ever get Kona Ice, I want it from the tiny one outside the aquarium. Dippin' Dots, Moggs, Kona Ice, that's all I'm going to say. There is a lot of Dippin' Dots at the Denver Zoo, and I do like that. They do have the Dippin' Dots ice cream at the Denver Zoo. I looked up a guy I knew in high school and on Facebook randomly, and he had started a Kona Ice truck. Do you think Kona Ice is a secret MLM? I love the Denver Zoo because of the Dippin' Dots, not because of all the cute ass animals, huh? Not an animal guy. No, I love the Denver Zoo, man. Denver Zoo is so goated. Denver Zoo is like, it really feels like it should not fit that much zoo into such a small area. Like it is, the Denver Zoo is fantastic. So good. I love the Denver Zoo. Thoughts on churros? Top tier treat? Yeah, for sure. Do you have any sense of fashion? Let's see. I'll let you be the judge. Let me go on August's Instagram and scroll down to all of the photos of myself on there. Where the fuck do you search on Instagram? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. August Funds. Yeah, we do have to run 3 minutes ads. 07's ad eaters. You won't be able to see the pictures. Maybe. Okay. I think I got some drip there with the moist hoodie. That's not bad. Just me holding a skunk. This was my birthday present, by the way. It was a a backstage tour of the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, which is it's completely nonprofit. So August, everything that she paid for went to charity, which was fucking awesome. But yeah, we have art. It's hanging in my office, actually, right above me. The skunk walks on the paint and then walks all over the canvas, and you get a skunk drawn painting. Which is really cute. I was wiping off his feetsy. That's Jace. There's the art, man. The Cheyenne Mountain Zoo also has the largest giraffe colony in captivity in the world, which is awesome. And so you get to feed the giraffes. And they're very fun. They're very nice. And then they just have kangaroos that just chill. And then we got to go into tigers. We got to feed the tiger. We got to freaking feed a tiger, bro. It was so sick. God, I actually missed this tiger. And then we got to go into his enclosure too. Look at that dumbass, bro. Look at that fucking idiot. Chad, this is what I think you look like every single time you tell me to use a potion. This is genuinely what I picture. You are taller than me in my thoughts of you. Mr. Streamer, have you considered using your potion? I'm an intellectual. The last dandelion of the season. Oh yeah, then we got to pet sloths. That was really fun. They were very cute. And then one of them went above us and started itching off all of their... They have like dust on them all the time. Like they're fucking... Like they're perma-dandruffing. And they just like itched themselves all over us. We got hit with the fucking nutritional yeast, but it's sloth edition. Brother, that's not food, you fucking idiot. See, Tristan, this is why fairy in a bottle shouldn't revive you if you have 1 max HP. Yeah, this is us feeding the tiger. So you have to drop like a big wad of ground beef down the hole. And then he like pulls it out with his paw. It's really cute. Look, there's the meat. There's the meat, the ball of meat. Very cute. Anyways, Chad, do I have drip? Yes or no? How's the drip? That was the question here. Oh, fuck. Wait, this is a review of drip. Okay, so this will be good. This is a review of drip. August does kind of overshadow you in most picks. She thinks the opposite, so that's good to say. You remind me of a medieval bard. If you say anything negative about this vest, know that this is actually clothing made by a viewer. So, just saying. Just saying. This is my Studio Ghibli shirt. And my D&D belt. Okay, I kind of mog here, though. Actually, straight up, I kind of mog here. I mog here, too, but this is her jacket, so I mog... she mogs up here because the hat looks great on her, but I mog down here, but this is her jacket, so she's mogging me by putting it on me. Yeah. This is pretty good. This is pretty equal. Ooh, that's a close one. That's a close one. I got the broad shoulders. They just kind of work with that jacket so well. Mr. Dreamer, did you consider potions? Ooh, the apron look, though. Wait. The apron look, the sense of fashion in the apron drip. Tell me I don't look good in an apron, straight up. Tell me I don't look good in an apron. This was me making mac and cheese. Ooh. Drip-y, bro. This coffee shop, by the way, if you're in Denver, Onto, it's a Japanese coffee shop. Dope. They make good sandos. They make a katsu sando. And this was what's the purple potato thing? Taro or whatever? Taro latte? Or ube latte, whatever the fuck. Pogger, thank you for the 68. One of the two. All right, we get mogged by that. That mogs us completely. Little Podrick. Okay, how am I here? How's my Eagles drip? Oh, no, I get mogged here. No, I'm getting straight up mogged here. Shit. Was that a spider on her head? Oh, yeah. So this is the tarantula migration that everybody goes to every year. I didn't get to go this year. But every year the tarantulas migrate from so it's like right at the bottom of the Rockies. They migrate from western Colorado to Kansas, and it's all men, and they're all traveling to go find somebody to fuck. And so we go and camp out and help them cross the road so they don't get run over. Damn, I gotta join them. And it's really cool. So again, I haven't gone yet, but I really do want to. The wouldn't it bite her? So no. So tarantulas are very visible when they're upset. Tarantulas are if you approach a tarantula and they don't want you to fuck with them, they go and then you don't fuck with them. But if they're cool and they're chill, they just won't, and then you just pick them up, and then they just crawl all over you. And they're super chill. They're soft and fuzzy. Yeah, for those who are wondering, we had a friend that was on the Eagles. He actually just got transferred to the Tennessee Titans. So we're now Titans fans. Let's see, where else do I got drip? All right, drippy. Yes, these are the TwitchCon outfits. TwitchCon outfits, drippy. Yes or no? Yeah or no? How's the drip? Huge. Okay, wait, I'm actually going crazy here. The smiley face is literally dripping. This is from a band called Beach Weather they were the Denver or the Colorado local opener for Sleeping with Sirens and Pierce the Veil. So we saw these guys at Red Rocks. Oh yeah, she bought a this is like a little leather rose. It's really nice. And again, I bought this from a fan at TwitchCon, so then I had to wear it the next day. Okay, I kind of am like Mario. Ooh, dude. And these earrings are also made by a fan. They're little happy and sad clouds. See, this one's happy because he's only raining. Me on a boat. Scootish. TwitchCon Hall. This was us for Kylan's wedding. The guy we were just talking about that played on the Eagles. This was us at Kylan's wedding. This was their reception. And then this was me. Oh, I gotta say, dude, I might mog her on the wedding day because fuck do I look good in that fucking tank top. Holy fuck do I look fucking goated in that tank top. Is that for her? Yeah, it is. I look so fucking good. And I will say, I love Kylan to death. I love Kylan so much. So I say this with all the love. He gave so much work to the editors of his wedding photos because this man was not dressed in white that day. He dressed in white at the beginning of the day, but at the time that this photo was taken, he was completely covered in sweat. He was drenched, head to fucking toe. This was after 2 hours of dancing in the middle of a museum. He was and he's also a heavy sweater. He was soaking wet. But they made him look good. Yeah, I'm looking good. Ooh, drippy. Tell me I don't got fashion sense. Eagles drip. Need that shorts that you wore. Oh, that's It's gonna sound. This is the most fucking hippie shit I've ever bought in my entire life. It is from a website called Soulflower. Oh, August is taller than you. She's wearing heels, man. This dress did look fire on the bottom. Yeah, it was an all black wedding. It was sick. Fucking hell, though, man. Look at me, bro. What the shit? The camera made you look tall. It's because August is good at taking photos. And then this was our Halloween party. We rented a smoke machine. This man got very drunk, and I saw his testicles many times because of how short his fucking shorts were. These were August's, by the way. These are August overalls. Oh, this is a funny photo. Do you notice this, chat? Do you notice? Uh-oh. That somebody was leaning against the stove? Oh, so funny. Bubby. Can you tell that these photos were taken by somebody that was drunk? Also, they were taken on Keely's handheld camera, so that's why they look a little grainy too, but this is the best photo all night. This is Keely. She handmade this mask. So fucking good, dude. They could win cosplay contests with this at like conventions. Scary as fuck. Is that Jay Schlatt? Yes. This is Jay Schlatt and his girlfriend Keely. Oh, wait. Renaissance drip. Thoughts? Yes or no? Renaissance drip. Trying to see other places that have been rather drippy. But yeah. Bunny. Animals. It's just B being dead every fucking time. Every time you see B, he's just dead. Hi, Artie boy. Are you on top of a mountain? That's Hardy Boy. That's Podrick. That's Mowgli. This is me feeding a cow that we just saw on the side of the road when we were going up to a hike. There was just like a little enclosure of cows. And then somebody noticed that there was a brush on the ground. And they said, yo, you should try to brush the cow. Because when I picked up the hay, the cows came over to me and I got to pet the cows. And then they said, hey, you should brush the cows. So I decided to brush the cow, which then made it kick at the fence. And luckily, its foot hit the fence. If not, I would have gotten kicked in the fucking stomach by a goddamn cow. I almost died. I genuinely almost fucking died. Because some motherfucker said, yo, you should brush the cow, bro. Big bunny. This was a bunny that we were boarding. Triple Ice T, thank you for the 7 months. Baby. Little baby glider.
Hey, they're sexy looking good on those pics, smile.
Thanks, fam. This is Bugs. He always looks like he is having a mental crisis. His entire life is looking like he is permanently at the point of losing his mind. I think Bugs would genuinely be really good as like an ICU nurse or a doctor. Like he is just constantly on edge of the world imploding. Why the red light? So red light is not proven, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest that red light is the one hue of light that doesn't bother sugar glider eyes. So we like to keep the lights dim in there already, but we turn on red lights because it's... And we have seen on our own anecdotal evidence that when we've turned on other colored lights at very dim properties, they tend to be more lethargic and want to do less. So, anecdotally,
was that the cow that taught you the moo method?
Yeah, that was. Did I miss the STF 2-month breakdown? Yeah, just scroll back in the VOD. We also might make a second channel video about it as well. I think that'd be a really good second channel video. It's the same for bats? Yeah, I think it's the same for like all animals, honestly, or like all mammals. Like the least annoying one is red light for some reason. There's a reason why dark rooms for photography used to have red lights back in the day. True, actually. True. Anyways, chat. I think I'm going to dip for the day, man. I think I'm going to dip. It was a good 4-hour stream,
So
man.
what I am hearing is the sugar gliders like to see red.
Yeah, they're pretty metal,
Metal
man.
as hell.
I mean, I talk about how the gliders are really metal. Like people want to say that they are like really that they are. Wait, August sent me a photo. Oh yeah, you guys want to see a nice photo? How's my drip there, chat? Huh? How's the drip there, man? August Moggs. Yeah, I bought her that though, so it's fine. It's actually mine, and she just wears it. Yeah, so when we got the gliders, a lot of people were like, yeah, when I feed my gliders super worms, which are just like really large mealworms, I cut their heads off so that they don't bite them. And I was like, that's just like a nature thing though. Like when a tiger eats a gazelle, like there's probably a chance that the tiger gets fucking bit, you know? Like they're just whatever. And so when I fed baby a superworm for the first time, he was eating its butt. Like he was eating like its crotch area in terms of like the length of the worm. And the worm reeled up and bit him in the face, like fucking latched onto his face. And I went, oh my God. And I went over to help baby because I was like, my poor little guy. And he grabbed it by its face. It then started biting his hand. And he shoved its face into the ground and kept eating it with his other hand from the other end. They are metal as fuck, bro. They are metal as shit. When you bring them a roach at night, they eat dubia roaches, that like they go psycho for it. Like genuinely, like if you give them a treat, they're like, ooh, happy treat. If you bring them something that is alive and they see moving, it is like it is freak out mode. I sent more fits. I mog here. I straight up mog here. I'll say it. That green looks way too fucking good on me. I straight up mog there. Me in a tank top goes crazy, actually. The belt, her belt's doing a lot of work, though. Her belt goes crazy. Okay, bad photo of me, but, I mean, the drip speaks for itself. Bad photo, though. Again, her jacket, so even if I win here, she wins. But I think that her skirt is insane. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. We were going to watching the Olympic curling finals, and our friend said we're gonna treat it like it's a fancy party, and we're all gonna dress up nice. You're giving gay bartender vibes? Fuck yeah, I am. Okay, this is not, I mean, it's like fashion in a sense, but like, this is me mid pickleball. This is me mid ball. And I'm kind of looking fucking sick, bro. This is a tie. This is the most dead set tie I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Holy shit. And I'm not talking about from a looks perspective. She's always hotter than me. I'm talking from a fashion perspective. That's what we were going on. We were going on drippiness. She's always way hotter and sexier than me. But she tends to be more conservative in what she likes to wear. She likes black. Chad, it's Dr. Elo. It's Dr. Elo. Wow. This has so many people, by the way. This is before I got a lap dance by a stranger. Anyways. All right. Chat, I'm going to dip now. I'm going to go spend the rest of the day with August. Because she's having a rough one. Sorry that we didn't do content. We'll do content sometime next week. I know you guys understand, but if you're just joining us and wondering why we're not doing it, somebody in August's extended family is in the hospital. So she's just not feeling like jumping on stream. I know you guys get it. I know you guys are cool. But yeah, I'll be back on Sunday. No stream tomorrow. I'll be back on Sunday. Okay? Tomorrow I'm making hot dogs, so expect some glizzy photos. I'm going to make some homemade vegan hot dogs. I'm going to get some really fancy brats from a meat market down the road from us. I'm going to make some garlic bread buns, which I think is going to be really fun. And then I probably want to do like a mac and cheese topping, like to put on top of the doggies. So garlic bread, brat, mac and cheese. It's going to be fucking the most delicious assortment of flavors in my mouth. I'm going to love it. All right, dudes. Have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Sunday for a chill stream, all right? Goodbye.